Soundboard now too, right? I could just use the soundboard.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, hello. It's you're covering your face. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to Tub Takes. I think. My name is Adi. This is my little brother.
I'm Rudra.
We're gonna be talking about all of the locations of all the majors in North America in this past year in 2024, and ranking them and he's gonna give his totally unbiased thoughts on all of these locations. And also we're just gonna chat and have fun. And if you have questions for Rudra or for myself, by all means, fire them off. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, I'm Rudra. I'm Aditya's little brother.
He sure is.
Yeah.
We both just got haircuts, so we actually look like each other too.
It's true. And my girlfriend wanted me to get my haircut like his.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know what else. I'm 5'10".
You're 5'10"?
I'm 5'10".
You gotta lie about that. No one can tell.
I don't know what else. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really do much.
So you play Smash Bros?
I play Smash.
Yeah.
It's like an interview. Yeah, I play
Yeah.
Smash.
I'm trying to get you to talk a little more. It's a stream.
Sure.
Are you a Toxicroak believer?
I don't talk.
Do you know what a Toxicroak is?
Toxicroak is the poison ground.
Almost.
It's like a frog. It's the evolution of the frog.
Yeah. It's the poison fighting type.
I know it. Oh, fighting. Yeah. Who's this? Okay. Sure. I play Melee and I play some Ultimate. I play Falco in Melee and I play Chrom in Ultimate. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't been playing much. I've been playing Melee mostly. I don't really play much Ult anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't do much. I don't know. I'm not a very interesting person is the problem.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
You just gotta fake it till you make it. That's really what it comes down to.
That's what you've been doing on your YouTube channel.
Absolutely. Somehow I got fans. I don't know how. People think I'm an interesting person. I am not. You just gotta say shit, and people are like, "Yeah, so true." you really can say anything on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you don't play Pokemon much, do you? But you used to play a little bit.
I play Pokemon. I played. Which one was it? I played that one season where I could do Psy Spam.
You played 2019. Yeah, you played Psy Spam in 2019.
Yeah, I played Psy Spam in 2019. That was very fun.
Yeah.
But then I didn't play anything after that.
You went to a regional in 2022.
I did go to a regional in 2022, and I went 0-3.
0-3.
Yeah.
I gave you Rinja Sun.
Yeah.
Right when Rinja Sun started to be bad, it was like right during the downturn of Rinja Sun. The problem is it got good again later on too.
Sure. So I could have done really well.
But that tournament and like the next couple tournaments, it didn't do very well at all. And then at Worlds, it popped off again.
Damn.
But yeah, no. And then I think you went 0-3, right?
I went 0-3 and then I stopped playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what happens, I guess. I mean, well, I was told that it's like kind of bad to keep playing after you go 0-3 or 0-4.
Yeah. You can play if you want to. Nothing's stopping you from playing more.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's your tournament. But
yeah. But then what am I really doing?
And so this was the first tournament back after COVID, or one of the first tournaments back after COVID. And so I remember you were standing next to me, watching me play with a T-shirt that had my face on it.
Oh yeah.
Right? And someone walked up to you, and I think it was Alex Orand who walked up to you and like, wait, you're Adi, right?
Yeah, that's so funny. Well, I was standing with a bunch of your friends as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like, man, you got a point of reference right here. All right. Yo, it's good. We got Angelo Hunter in chat. He's the Psy Spam guy. He's the main.
Oh, crazy.
He's really good. Yeah.
Nice.
I
stole your team.
I don't think you stole his team. I don't think he was playing in 2019.
No, I stole.
You stole Tommy's team. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, actually, speaking of which, we're gonna have another stream. I think this week, either on Wednesday or Thursday. Not with him. He's gonna be gone.
I can be in it.
I don't think you're gonna be here.
Well, if they like me enough, I can
guess.
Discord in.
So we're gonna be talking about. We're gonna
No.
be comparing every restricted Pokemon to a NFL quarterback on stream. And that's gonna be me, and it's going to be. I think Tommy's been helping out. I don't think he's gonna be on stream. It's gonna be me, Nick, and Jeremy Gross. And you if you want to participate.
No, I don't actually don't do that.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I don't know anything about either of those things.
My secret is that I also don't know anything about those things. But
sure.
But we're doing it anyways. People requested it, and I know enough about old quarterbacks that I can give my insight. But man, they have been working hard on it. I got them going, and they have just been talking about it nonstop. So it should be a fun time. So look forward to that. Either Wednesday or Thursday, we're gonna finalize that and get started. And meanwhile, we're going to be again talking about every single NA major location, and we're going to be giving it a rank on basically not on like maybe like a little bit on how the like regional was and how the venue was, but really it was just like the vibes of the city, you know, like whether I want to visit there, whether I want to go there.
Sure.
Because to me, that's a big part of playing Pokemon nowadays. Is not like I've been playing for 7 years. I've been to a lot of these places, and really I want to go to places because I've got friends there or because it's a fun location to visit, not just because I want to go and play Pokemon. And so, yeah, like, and so I think that you also have opinions about where you'd like to visit and where you wouldn't like to visit, right? So
True. I mean, yeah, I went to SmashCon
yeah.
this year, and the location is terrible.
Where was it?
God, where is it? It's somewhere in near DC, like a suburb of DC. So I took the train out, but then like after you actually drive out there, it's nothing. It's just like hotel, and yeah, it's a terrible location.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's
I
the
mean,
worst.
yeah, but that was like the second tournament I've ever been to, so I think it's like now I have perspective of like, yeah, I'd rather do. I'm not good enough to be at the tournament the entire time.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's an excuse to go somewhere cool, right?
Yeah, I gotta do something else.
We had back in 2019, we had a regional in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia regionals.
Sure.
It wasn't in Philadelphia. It was in Oaks. Do you know where Oaks is?
I don't know where Oaks is.
Oh, let me pull it up
Okay.
while we're at it. Yeah. So, this is Oaks, right? It's best known for having a big mall.
Sure, you gotta zoom out.
This is Philadelphia. It sucked. It was awful. We weren't even close to the city. So yeah, so they mostly stopped doing that nowadays. They've mostly like started putting these regionals like in the city proper. They've got, I guess, you know, they're bigger events now. They're more people, and so
that
by
makes
and
sense.
large the events are actually in the city, so it's actually kind of nice. But yeah, still, you know, it's hit or miss.
Yeah.
In 2023 they had some really bad regionals. They had Peoria regionals. You know where Peoria is?
Want me to guess?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Peoria. No. Is it in the west?
No.
Okay, then I don't know.
It's in Illinois.
Illinois.
It's in
yeah,
like
no,
the
I
middle
don't
of
know.
nowhere, Illinois.
Okay.
And thankfully there was no VG there. It was just TCG.
Sure.
And so
So you didn't have to go.
I didn't have to go. Thankfully, God, I would. But I did have to go to Fort Wayne,
Okay.
Indiana.
Well, that's good for us.
Yeah, it was very convenient because this was when I was living out in
Oh,
Austin.
this is when everyone came and stayed here?
No, that was Indianapolis. You were there for that one.
I was there for that one. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, you got the T-shirt with that face on it. You
yeah,
still have
I
it.
did. Yeah. Oh, that is true. Yeah.
No, this was. I mean, I flew up from Austin to come home for a few days, and then I drove up there.
Oh, sure.
And that was like, I mean, Fort Wayne. You know where Fort Wayne is, right?
Yeah.
And so that's just like,
Vaguely.
it's middle of nowhere. It's a small town, and it's like it sucked. It was rough. Bro got the Mac gestures. Give me a double thumbs up. I don't know what the Mac gestures are. I don't know what we.
What? What is Mac gestures?
I'm not sure what you're
We can
talking
do
about.
this. I don't know what this even
Wait,
does.
no. If you click that, you're gonna change this scene. All right. So the first, do a double thumbs up on Chem. We can do that.
Sure.
Oh,
wait, what?
Oh, whoa, wait, that's crazy. I didn't know that. What if I do
that's
this?
so
Does
funny.
something happen there? No? Aw, man, it's just a thumbs up.
Single thumbs up?
That's so upsetting. Oh,
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
interesting. If I raise my hand?
What else can we do?
No, that didn't work.
I'm gonna be doing this all tub takes from now on, just so you know. All right. Let's talk. So, the first regional of 2023. This is in January. So here's the thing
This
about
is only 2023 to 2024.
Sorry, this was
regionals.
2024, and then it turns out that all the regionals, all the locations they took for 2024, they're actually doing again for 2025.
Sure, that's
Except
fun.
for Milwaukee and Atlanta, which are new. Even
Oh,
Worlds.
they're adding Milwaukee.
They're adding Milwaukee and Atlanta.
Sure.
Even the World Championships, which this year is going to be in Anaheim. We actually had Los Angeles Regionals last year, so it's already on the list. So there's not even a ton of new locations.
Oh, so these are the locations for next year.
These are the locations for this year, and then I was like, well, what about next year? And there's only 2 new locations, so I just
Sure.
added those on at the ending.
Okay, fair enough.
You can do double rock on hands. That no?
What the hell? Like this? Rock on hands means like this?
Oh, like that. We're trying. We're trying.
Okay.
All right. So,
Sure.
first regional of the year was.
Wait, do you want to rename the tiers?
What do you want to rename them to?
Well, I feel like, I don't know. I mean, like, what is F? F, to me, F is like, I'd never visit.
All right. What is S tier?
S tier is like, I just go there despite there's a Pokemon tournament, you know?
I would go even if there was no Pokemon.
That's what I feel, at least.
Okay. Okay. And then F is. I don't care if there's Pokemon.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not
Yeah,
going.
Okay.
All right. Let's start. So,
Okay.
Portland. Portland was in January. I'm trying to remember anything about this tournament. I really should pull up these Pokemon tournaments too, huh? Let me pull it up. So we can actually do a recap of the. Oh my god, I cannot spell today.
You type the same thing.
I know. Victory Road events. Not gonna pull it up. Season calendar. That's what I'm looking for. So, first event of the year in. Oh, this was Alex's regional. Right. So this was the regional.
S tier.
With that, Alex won this regional. This was back in Regulation F. With Chen Pao, Dragonite stuff. The team that everyone was hyped up, and Alex won with it, and then it never saw it play ever again. Choppa got second place. I lost to Joe in the win-in for the second straight regional. It was very sad. Yeah, we went to the Adidas store there. It was a good time.
What did you get?
I got top 64, I think.
Sure.
I'm somewhere down here.
We can see.
Yeah, I'm way down. Yeah, here I am. 68. I got 68.
Oh my god,
this
you
event.
did worse than Rajan.
I did. Oh, wait, I did?
Yeah, go scroll up a little bit.
Oh my god, I did worse than a Rajan. That's embarrassing, man. No, I lost to Joe in the win-in. This was on stream, so I was on stream, and then immediately afterwards, Alex beat him on stream the next day.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, Alex showing why he won the regional. I think I helped. I think I showed him what not to do in that matchup.
Did you take the same team again?
Yeah, we got the same team. We built the team together. And then I lost to him, and then he found out what not to do in that game plan, and then he
then
played
he
better.
won. Yeah,
right,
makes
exactly.
sense,
Yeah.
makes sense.
So that's really why Alex won that regional was because I was there to show him what not to do.
Was it the next day?
Yeah. Also,
Was it during Top Cut?
it was next day. No, it was during. I think it was during Swiss.
Oh.
I mean, it might have been during.
But
Top.
did he know? Like, did you guys like plan the night before? You were like,
Oh yeah,
oh,
of
this
course.
is we're
We
gonna
talked
game plan
about it,
this?
right?
Oh, okay,
we
okay, I
talked
see.
about what I did wrong, right? And
Sure,
you
sure,
could
sure.
go over your matches. Also, there was another matchup that was really difficult that I lost to in like round 2 or round 3, and then Alex played them a couple rounds later and beat them. And
He's
so,
just
really,
doing
like,
better, though.
I think 2 of those 12 wins were really because of me. Is what I said.
Sure.
I'm taking credit for 2 of those wins.
Sure.
Portland. All right. Have you ever been to Portland?
No, I've never been to Portland.
Do you want to go to Portland?
I do actually. Well, I've heard. Okay, I don't want to go to Portland for any reason besides. Well, okay, I travel because of the food. You know that.
Yeah.
But
Same.
and I think I've heard Portland has good food.
Mhm.
So that's kind of why I'd like to go. But there's no other reason. Maybe Amine's from there.
Amine is from there. Yes.
Yeah.
There was a big billboard right outside the convention center with Amine on it.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's pretty
yeah.
Cool.
No, I'm.
You saw Amine?
I did at Carleton.
Yeah.
It was sick. It was
Yeah.
so cool. So we both went to the same college undergrad, and we have a spring concert every year. We got the water bottle. Yeah, go Knights. And yeah, it was and we got to see Amine at spring concert before he blew up, which was super cool.
I did not, sadly.
You did not. You were a
No,
child.
I didn't see anyone blow. I mean, well, yeah, it was actually tragic because we got Dram. Did you hear what happened when we got Dram too?
What?
He like showed up like an hour or something late,
Okay.
and he didn't tell anyone. And then he played like 4 songs. Then he wanted to leave, but then he played more. I don't know. It was kind of weird.
That's crazy. That
It was
sucks.
interesting. But I mean, it was the first spring concert. It was after his freshman year, first spring concert. It wasn't
that
bad.
really. We had T-Pain.
You had T-Pain.
We had T-Pain.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's pretty cool.
They were gonna get Dochi, but then she blew up a little bit too early.
We had
Yeah, no, we had no one cool. We had
Killer Mike.
no. Oh.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, but you had 4 years.
I had 4 years.
Yeah. No, we had 2 years.
All right. Portland. I think Portland, partially because Alex won, but honestly, Portland, super cool city. The food was very good.
Yeah.
Rachita, our friend, lives out there.
Sure.
Um,
But is there anything else nice to do?
so what else was there to do in Portland? So we went to the Adidas store while we were there. They went to the Adidas store. We mostly just had good food. We went to a arcade bar type thing, just kind of
Sure.
played some games and stuff, but not a ton of stuff to do. In terms of like touristy stuff, there is like a lot of like hikes and stuff if you want to go outside the city.
That's nice.
It's a little
I do
hard.
that.
It's a little hard to get to. It's not the most accessible regional, but it's like a reasonably big city,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I think this is like an A. Like I don't think I'd go there if there wasn't Pokemon. Like there wasn't a excuse to go there. But as
Yeah.
far as like regionals to go to, it's pretty high up there. Is like if there's an event in Portland, I want to go to Portland. Like it's a cool city.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll put it in 8 because I don't know if there are many places if there are many cities in the U.S. that I'm like, yeah, I really want to go here. So we'll see. Well, yeah, we'll put it in 8.
It's again,
tentatively.
I don't think Portland's really a city that I would seek out if there was no excuse to go there, right?
Yeah.
But if there's an excuse to go there, like I do want to go there. It's again like because when you have an excuse
Yeah,
to go
yeah,
there,
that's true.
then there's a lot of good food.
Yeah,
right. There's a lot of like
and
stuff
you're doing
going on.
other things, so
Yeah.
you don't need to spend time in.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. So
Charlotte?
Yeah, you got it right. You know football. See.
I do know football.
So the second regional of the year was in Charlotte, North Carolina. This one was won by Wolf. I was also at this one. Wolf, you're a Wolf hater. You want to explain why you're a Wolf hater?
Why am I a wolf hater? I'm a wolf hater. I don't want to get bad between people. Who
You don't have to explain.
explain. I just don't. Okay, I'm a
Because
wolf
you
hater.
only know Wolf through his YouTube videos, right?
I know Wolf through his YouTube videos, and well, through the few things that you've told me after I already expressed my disinterest. But I don't know. He just seems like I don't want to say anything. I don't like.
Oh, you
I don't like
don't-
speaking ill about people. I just don't like him. Okay.
You
I'll
just
say-
you
I'll say-
started
okay,
out
I'll
with a
say
thumbs
this.
down, and
I'll
you're like,
say
I don't want to
this.
say anything bad about this person.
I'll say this. Okay, there was someone at Carleton. I'm not gonna say their name.
That's fair. No, that's okay.
I'm not gonna say their name. There's someone at Carleton who like used to just say who like everyone liked kind of.
Mhm.
He was very popular, very outgoing.
Mhm.
Used to say hi to everyone. Used to like everyone's names that he remembered. He was like hi and then said their name.
Okay.
He never remembered my name.
That's racist.
But I don't know. I had a feeling that there's like something behind his his exterior, and I didn't like him.
Okay.
And then I think maybe it's always like, oh yeah, you have a reason afterward they do something, but then maybe he did something which is like, I think like the face is slipping a little bit. So that Wolfie's like that to me. Yeah.
Okay.
But then I heard some of the things that he did, which I don't want to say because I feel like you're a big YouTuber.
Big YouTuber.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like someone Madeline in chat says, I love his vids to death, but his constant and excessive standing from everyone around me makes it really hard for me to root for him. I mean, if you watch his Orlando 2023 video, you will understand why I cannot root for him, because Tub Nation TV is in that video. And it's not faced favorably.
Oh, I'll watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a favorable impression. And so that's what really got me on the Wolf hater arc. But no, undeniably, I mean he had a crazy 2024. He won 2 regionals this year.
I heard that. Well, see, that's the thing. I blocked him on Twitter,
Okay.
but so many people who play Smash, I guess, like Wolfie.
Right.
So like,
Because he was on a big Smash org, right?
yeah,
Panda Global,
He was
right?
on Panda Global. Oh yeah, that's why. Oh, so he probably met all those people there. Yeah, that's true. So a lot of people like him, and they like tweet about him, and they're friends with him, I guess. So it's like, I see that he won, and they're like, oh yeah, Wolfie won. I'm like,
I get it. Because also
lucky, but
like
it's okay.
Because the other thing is like Wolf is the guy that everyone who doesn't actually play Pokemon roots for. Right? Like if you're a Smash Bros player, you know Wolf, and you don't really know any other players. And I get it, because I also, when I watch Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is like really one of the other games I watch, right? Like, I'm a huge Joshua Schmidt fan. I'm a huge Schmidt head. By the way,
Schmidt head.
Joshua plays Pokemon too. So Joshua Schmidt, hit me up, by the way. Big fan of your videos. Big fan of your content. Watch all your streams. But anyways, Joshua Schmidt. And so but he's like the second or third biggest Yu-Gi-Oh streamer. You know,
yeah.
he's a big deal, and he's one of the best players ever. Like probably the best European player ever, right? And so it's like I'm sure that if I were a Yu-Gi-Oh player in Europe, and I was listening to this guy and be like, oh, he's such a big fan of Joshua Schmidt. Like, come on, pick any other person.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
It's
true.
like
Yeah.
because he's got such a huge audience that everyone roots for him, even people who don't really play the game seriously. Whereas like there's so many other like interesting names, interesting personalities in the game who are just not a little more niche, right? So I totally get that too.
I'm also not a. I'm actually gonna say this quick. I'm not a fan of his videos. I don't think he's an artist.
You don't think he's an artist?
I don't think he's an artist.
Okay.
That's my take.
Do you think I'm an artist?
I think, yeah, I think in some senses, you're an artist.
Yo, Lazy Warlock, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it.
In other senses, though, you know, I don't think your videos are art, but you also don't do it for a living,
That's true.
so
That's
it's
true.
fine.
I don't think my videos are art. There's some videos that I think are approaching art. You know, like like my shorts. One of my shorts.
I watched a lot of your shorts, but I don't know which one you're referencing.
Okay.
Pull it up.
Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up.
Self-promotion.
Yeah. Let's see if I can figure out which short of mine is actually art, because I'm sure that at least one of them is art. Let's see. And I can't put this part on stream, but yes, this one is definitely art. This
Why
one
can't
is
you put this on
This one is
stream?
undoubtedly art.
Oh, it's these shorts. Oh yeah, these are
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. Oh, nope, I'm not supposed to show that. My face when Regulation G returns, and I have to use Urshifu again. You can't hear it. It's just the mustard.
Oh, I
but
see.
It's literally just mustard, and the guy in the background is mustard. This guy's mustard, yeah.
Okay,
And I gotta go catch another Urshifu, so I gotta yell mustard. 'Cause I'm pissed off that he introduced him to the game.
I see.
This is art. It's a
Yeah.
7-second short.
That's true. Has Wolfie made something like this? No, probably not.
I'm sure he's made better videos than this.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Anyways. So this Charlotte regional, I was there. Won by Wolf. This Charlotte regionals, I remember. There was like an hour and a half before round 1 started. This was the so they were having this problem where they did not have enough docks for enough people to play in these events. Because there were like, 700, 800 people wanted to play in these events, but you need the docks to plug your Switch into to play. And they were shipping them back from Japan, which where the World Championships were. And so the first few events of the year did not have enough like docks to facilitate a number of people. And so they got a bunch of new docks as well. This was the biggest regional ever. And Wolf won it, of course, because he's the second time in a row he's won the biggest regional ever.
Okay.
But I remember the new docks didn't work. And so there was a bunch of disconnects in the early rounds, especially. And round 1, it took them so long to get going. And I played against Enzo Risi, who you see in Top Cut, his brother, who's on this team.
Oh.
I was playing against Ian McLaughlin. And he'd used the same team at the previous regional. And I was sitting there, he's another Texas player. So we knew each other, we were chatting. But also I had about an hour to stare at his team and game plan for it. And it's a weird looking team. You can see no people don't use those Pokemon. He is a Smeargle too, right?
Smeargle.
So it was a weird looking team. And I just had an hour to sit there and look at his team and figure out all of my game plans, figure out what he was going to do, figure out my counter lead to that. And I beat him.
But he had that too, I guess, for you.
But he didn't know what I was using because this is my first event of the year.
Oh, sure, okay.
So
it's not open team sheet.
It was,
Yeah.
but the round hadn't started yet. It was just like we were sitting in front of each other. We knew we were going to play,
Oh,
but you only hand over the team sheet at the start of team preview.
Sure.
So I had an hour to look at his team from the previous regional, and I was using something totally
That's
different.
so funny. Okay.
And so I only beat him. I felt really bad because I only beat him because I just had an infinite time to game plan for him. And of course his brother did top cut the event. I did not do super well with this event. I went 6-3 again. Rajan got 9th at this event.
Oh, this is the one. Yeah.
Rajan bubbled
I saw
out.
the one that he popped off at.
Rajan, this is not the one he popped off.
Oh,
at.
he got top. He
won a
top
regional this year.
He won.
We're gonna get to that one.
Oh, that's the one that he popped off at. Oh,
Yeah.
so he's been popping. He's building up to the pop.
He had a good season.
Oh, Raghav did well too.
Raghav did pretty well too.
Crazy.
So the 12-3s, these guys also went 12-3, right? So if you go 12-3, you have like a 50-50 shot of making top cut in this old format. And so Rajan and Jody, both of us, 12 people in tub, they both just barely missed out on tiebreakers, which is really sad. But is what it is. Anyways,
Oh, Paul Chua.
Paul Chua, yeah. See, you know some people.
Yeah, I know some people.
Paul Chua, this is Sohaib. He got 17th. Yeah. So this is a fun event. There's Nails.
Yeah.
This was a fun event.
I'm a Nails fan. That's who I root for. I root for Nails and Raghav, but I feel like Raghav doesn't go to much.
Raghav doesn't go to many events. Raghav, I mean, the problem is they're on the West Coast,
Sure.
and there haven't been many West Coast events. But
Sure.
yeah.
That makes sense.
But Charlotte, I've been to Charlotte regionals a few different times. I'm not a huge fan of Charlotte. What do you think?
Charlotte, what's...
North Carolina.
North Carolina. No, I don't know much about Charlotte. I don't know. I mean, everyone says I should come to North Carolina for a job.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm kind of turned off a little bit about North Carolina.
because they want you to move there.
Because everyone's like, oh, that's where you can find a job in North Carolina. You can find a job in North Carolina. I don't want to find a job,
Who
actually.
keeps saying that? Who's telling you that?
Because I think all the biotech stuff is there.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I mean, what's in... I put it in C for Charlotte. I don't know. I mean,
that's the thing.
it's
Like
fine.
Charlotte, I've been to Charlotte regionals like 3 times. I think maybe 4 times at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a nothing city.
Yeah.
It's like the convention center is right downtown. It's right next to the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Sure.
And
I'm
if you're not really into NASCAR, right, like there's not like much else to do downtown.
But it's still near downtown, so you can like walk around.
Yeah, you can still, but there's like not much to do downtown.
I
Like
guess.
legitimately, there's just nothing around. There's like we went to like there's like some malls and stuff, right? We went to
I like
like
walking
went
around.
bowling and stuff. Like they got to something.
Sure.
That's not bad, but yeah, and then just like the food in Charlotte is only okay. Everyone talks about Charlotte barbecue, but as someone who lived in Texas, I gotta represent Texas barbecue. And I think everyone who tried Charlotte barbecue and then also tried barbecue in Texas and San Antonio regionals agrees with me that the Texas barbecue is better. So like, I'm just not really about it, you know. Like I think it's a C tier city. Like it's
That's
not the
fair.
worst. It's not the worst. But it's like not a place that I would really want to go to.
Yeah, I'm down for C. I mean, I don't really know much. I mean,
The main thing that Charlotte has going for it is that it has a really big airport, and so it's very easy to fly there. You can get cheap flights there.
yeah. Okay.
And that's it. That's it.
I'll do C. I mean, because I'd go. Yeah, I'd go since there is Pokemon, so
Yeah.
I'd go.
All right. The next one. Do you know what this one is?
Tennessee?
You know specifically where in Tennessee. It's
No.
not Nashville. Nashville would be up here. It's not Nashville, sadly.
No.
It is Knoxville.
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville, Tennessee, home
I've
of the
heard of
Tennessee
Knoxville.
Volunteers. University of Tennessee is there.
They volunteer what?
I actually don't know.
Themselves?
I don't know why. Anyone know why the Tennessee is called the Volunteers? I don't know.
it's the entire state of Tennessee, not just
No, it's their
Knoxville.
mascot.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, how is it the home of the Tennessee Volunteers?
that's the university's mascot.
oh,
the
sure.
Volunteers.
Oh, the University of Tennessee is at Knoxville, Tennessee.
It's in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Is it near the university?
I think it's a pretty small town.
Okay.
I did not go to this regional.
Sure.
They've had it a couple
So
times there,
unknown.
and I know Alex has gone a couple times and mostly like talk shit about it. But this regional, this was the regional that I think. Oh, Toller won this regional. Okay. I remember very little about this regional, but congrats to Toller Webb for winning this. I remember James Evans got second. Yep. I'm trying to think about what else to remember about Knoxville. I've been to Knoxville once, and it was in 2018.
Wait, does it have an address?
It's just in
It
Knoxville.
does. No, it doesn't.
It did at some point. I mean, sure you could find it.
That's okay, it's okay.
But-
It's fine.
What are you trying to find?
Careful.
Careful.
You can keep talking. It's okay.
So I've been to Knoxville once, and when I went there, I was working, and I was just going through all the cities to do audits for part of my job. A bunch of different cities in Tennessee and in Kentucky. It was super cool.
Is this when you're working for the healthcare?
Yeah, when I was in healthcare
okay.
consulting. And it was.
This is not a good place to get dropped off in.
I mean, and so.
Where am I? Okay. Let's go there. Let's go there.
And so all I remember is we were like, okay, we went near campus to get to get dinner. We were only there for one night. We were near campus to get dinner, and I remember seeing like literally like advertisements for it wasn't the KKK, but it was like some racism group.
Oh wait, I'm in the university.
Yeah, there's the university.
Perfect, okay.
On a billboard near campus.
That's crazy.
And I was just like, oh, okay. Like, clearly, like, I am not welcome here. Right? Like, that's the type of town. This is back in 2018 or 2017. And I have not been to Knoxville since then.
That's fair.
And I have no intention of going
there.
This is the university actually is quite nice.
University looks nice, but I feel like otherwise it seems like Easy would not go here despite Pokemon being there.
That's like, and the other thing is like, it's a small town, right?
Yeah.
The airport is not very big.
Oh my god.
It's not easy to fly to. There's not much to do in the city. Most people, what they do is they will fly to Nashville and hitch a ride, right? Which is like not ideal, because it's a 2-hour drive from Nashville. Nashville, on the other hand, is an amazing city, one of my favorite cities in the country to visit. But it's got live music, it's got good food. It's just like it's a fun place to be, right?
Yeah, Nashville seems nice. Wait, don't go.
Do
you want to see? This is gentrification in play. Visual.
Nice.
Right-handed. Okay.
So yeah, Knoxville is up down here. I think it's in my. I don't care if there's a Pokemon tournament there. I'm not going to Knoxville Regionals. I don't have a reason to. I really don't want to. Yeah. All right.
Okay. What's that?
What's this? This is a hockey team. You know which hockey team this is?
Is that the Chicago Black Sharks? Blackhawks?
Blackhawks. Does it look like a Native American guy?
No. That's why I said Black Sharks. Where else? What has a C? Is it a city?
The name of the team is the Canucks.
Oh,
I think
the Vancouver Canucks.
It's the Vancouver Canucks.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, why are they? Oh, because it's a C Canucks.
Because I can't. There's no other professional teams there.
Oh,
yeah.
Fair enough. It's in Vancouver.
It's in Vancouver.
Yeah. No, I'd go even without. If there was no Pokemon, I'd go to Vancouver. I've heard it's a great place.
I did go to Vancouver Regionals. And it's my second time at Vancouver Regionals. The first time was in 2017 when it was in southern Vancouver. It was like in Chinatown, so it was a little further away from the main city, and there was not a ton around there. But this is my third time in Vancouver because I caught 22 Vancouver, and this was the same place as 22 Vancouver, where it was right downtown. It's like right on the waterfront.
Oh, that's great.
It's absolutely
really nice.
You want to pull up this like Vancouver Convention Center. What do you mean you can't find Vancouver Convention Center? It's like the thing is like I think it's right here ish. Where's the convention center? I should know this. Over here, Canada Place. That's where it is. Right. So, yeah. So it's like right on the waterfront, right? So this is the convention center.
Yeah.
This is the water.
Oh wow, that's beautiful.
It's so nice. Like it's right in the middle of everything. It's an absolutely beautiful city. It's a great place to visit. There's lots of hikes. There's lots of things to do. That's
a train station.
This is the convention center.
Oh, that's a convention center. Okay.
But adding to that, there is like good public transit in Vancouver, so it's easy to get around, right? And there's like it's a great place to go as a tourist. There's like this beautiful market that we went to, that's like right near the island. I don't really want to change up the map because God, that's just a great view. But like there's a great there's a great market that you can go to. We got Montreal style bagels while we were there, which is cool. Now the one downside is there are a lot of homeless people in Vancouver, and you do there's one stretch.
We're from Bangalore.
Yeah, I mean, there's one stretch. They're just it's basically like a homeless encampment, and our hotel. You take a streetcar and you basically go through the homeless encampment, which is like 4 or 5 blocks, and then you get to the nice part of town. It's actually kind of crazy because you're on one streetcar from like place with a lot of hotels. It's like nice restaurants and bars and stuff. Homeless encampment, convention center right on the waterfront. It's crazy. It's like it's kind of it's like I mean, it's one of those things where like it really shows you the wealth disparity in right, but like it's it's one of those like eye-opening moments. But yeah, it was a. But other than that, and the downside being that I wouldn't feel safe walking from the convention center back to my hotel.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, I guess, maybe.
But other than that, it's a fantastic city. Lots of good food, lots of stuff to do. Babel my good friend Badal came up. He's a person who I got into competitive Pokemon with back in high school. He does not play anymore, but he lives in Seattle, and so he came and visited for a day while we were coming for Vancouver Regionals. He was biking around, going to breweries, having a great time. So yeah, it was a fantastic regional to go to. I absolutely agree. I would go there even if there was no Pokemon tournament there. One of my favorite cities in North America to visit.
Yeah. I mean, I want to as well. There's there's a Smash tournament there too that happens every year. And they have like an after party on a yacht that goes on that, I don't know what it is, ocean, lake, what is it?
I mean, it is the ocean. Yeah, it's like a bay.
Okay, sure. Yeah, the bay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds fun. Yeah, I'd go there. Is this what happened?
This is the results. James Evans won.
Okay.
I will say this was my worst event in years. I went for the first time in a long time. I went worse than 6-3. I'm not on this list. I didn't get points.
Oh, okay. Crazy.
Yeah, that's how bad it was.
Okay.
So yeah, I did really poorly at this event. But and I remember this was the event where I was just sitting there thinking, well, I'm gonna go to this event. I'm not really having fun playing this format. I was kind of over this format.
Sure.
And I was like, well, as long as I get championship points, I should be on my way to a Worlds invite. And when you go into an event with the mentality of not like I want to win, I want to top cut, but I just want to go 6-3, get points. It turns out that's not very conducive to winning.
Sure. Yeah, that's
and
fair.
I did not do very well, and yeah, it was just did very poorly that event.
Sorry, what is this? Is this their team?
This is their handle, the Twitter handle. That's Scott.
Oh, it links to their Twitter handle.
Yeah, that's their in-game username. So
Oh,
Hawk7.
okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, this was a fun event for sure. Like that's the thing is like Vancouver's a city where like if I go there and I do poorly at the event, I don't care.
fine.
I'm having a great time.
Yeah, that's
you know.
fair. Yeah.
As,
Nice place.
as compared to Charlotte, where I did pretty poorly at the event, and I was like, well, but why am I here?
Yeah.
You know, it's like I want to leave.
Yeah.
All right. Next city was Orlando Regionals. And I did not go to this one. Also won by Wolf. Did Wolf win 3 regionals this year?
God.
That's insane. Oh my god. That's crazy.
Is that Disney World?
I forgot he won this one. Oh, this one when he beat Neil in finals. That is Disney, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Wolf won this one too. That's insane.
Oh my god, who's Joshua? Pop off.
Joshua Lorsey. Yeah, Josh Lorsey.
Does he like actually compete in Africa?
No. That's Jamaica.
That's Jamaica, but I don't
And
know
no,
where
he is from New York City. He's actually a New York City cop.
I don't know what region he's a New York City cop.
He's a New York City cop.
Is that how you? That's the person that you? No, you didn't say you knew a cop.
I didn't. No. Actually, the person.
No, you
by the
said
way,
you knew
no.
someone
I knew
else.
someone. I said we were talking. I said I knew someone who worked in a jail, and he's in chat right now.
Wait, who works in a jail? Wait. Can I say hi?
Yeah, it's Nubjit.
I'm asking. I mean, well, Navjit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, I don't know if that was supposed to be public info or not, but
let's scrub that. I have a bad memory. Don't worry.
but yeah, he's from
Oh.
Vancouver. Yeah.
Okay, but Joshua lives in New York.
Josh is in New York.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. He's been playing for a long time. He's been around for a long time.
We're in the city.
Somewhere, I don't know, dude. I've talked to him a couple times. I don't know him that well. But yeah, so this was I don't know, Orlando. I don't remember much about this event other than Wolf won.
And
like
you
I said,
did really bad.
I didn't go to this one.
Oh,
This is
Orlando.
Orlando.
Oh, Vancouver really bad.
Orlando again. It's this was again the last event of that last format. After Vancouver, I was so sick of the format. Even before Vancouver, I was kind of sick of the format. So there was no way in hell
God, there's so many
that I
Cineworks.
was going to this event. Yeah. Welcome to the format. If you think Incineroar is bad, look at this column right here. Look at this column right here. What's the point, man? It's so unfun. It's the Urshifu format, and it
Well, what
is
was it?
awful.
What was it? Why was Urshifu so strong? Which Urshifu is this?
I think most people ran water, but Dark was around too. I think if you click on the teams, it'll show you, or if we go to Top Cut Explorer, it'll show you. But yeah, no, both of
I don't know
them.
how this website works.
You can click on the OTS and it'll show you.
Oh, I see.
So
team sheet.
But the reason that this format was oppressive is because you could. So okay, in general, I think that so this format was national decks with no restricted Pokemon, and so you could use all the legendary Pokemon. And so when you look at these teams, right, you look at Tornadus is a legendary Pokemon, Landorus is a legendary Pokemon, Urshifu is a legendary Pokemon, Fluttermane's a legendary Pokemon, right? Chenpal's a legendary Pokemon, Ogerpon's a legendary Pokemon, right? Like, it's all a bunch of legendaries, and then also Incineroar, Rillaboom, Amoonguss, right?
Yeah.
Like, those are the other guys that you use, which are just some of the strongest Pokemon of all time. And so, it's not that these teams aren't diverse. Some of these teams are, like, pretty different, but the problem is that...
Just set up your strong, dominant things with the weak ones.
And so many of these teams are, you run Incineroar is the best fire type, Urshifu is the best water type,
Sure.
and then you run your favorite grass type, be it Ogerpon, Rillaboom, or Amoonguss, and it's really, really hard to break that core.
Yeah.
It's just such a strong defensive core. And then on top of that, it's just like you have these big stat balls like Raging Bolt and like Fluttermane, and in particular with Raging Bolt and Iron Hands was not represented in this format nearly as much because it conflicted with Urshifu a little bit. But especially when you have things like that and like Raging Bolt just has some of the craziest stats ever.
Is Raging Bolt the name of a Pokemon?
Yes.
Oh, that sounds like a move.
Let's pull up Smog.
What the hell? Oh, this is that. Is this a legendary?
Yeah, it's one of the new legendaries. And so you can see here, massive HP stat, massive special attack stat. It's got good defenses, right? It's super optimized. Its speed stat is okay. It's not great.
Sure.
And so as a result, right, it's just like, and the thing is with Terra, you can terrestrialize it into whatever type you need it to be. So it is just the biggest stat ball.
Sure.
And
that's crazy.
On top of that, it is an electric type, which means it's one of the very few things that beats Urshifu, right? And it has a priority electric type move. It's the only Pokemon that has a priority electric type move. So it consistently beats these water Urshifu because it moves first and it hits it really hard. And so it's just like...
Why wasn't everyone running it then if everyone's running Urshifu?
Most people were running it. Like, it was very common.
Oh, we're in
top cut? Where we go? Orlando? Right, like, they were 4 in top 8.
Oh, okay, that's
right.
fair.
So you don't have to run it. There was counterplay.
Sure. But it's the meta counter.
But it was really common, and a lot of these teams where you see Incin, Rilla, Ogre, Grass type, Raging Bolt, right? It's all these teams that look very similar. They all have this core.
I see.
And this core just made VGC unfun to me. It was just so unfun to play. All these teams look very samey. I will say Justin Karras' team was very cool. Shout outs to him. He made a cool team.
Yeah, that looks different.
That does look very different. But yeah, we called it Japan Balance. But like, everyone can come on. I ran those 4 Pokemon in Regulation G, and they were still broken. Like, it's not. We were actually joking about this in Tub today, where Alex is like, "Man, I'm so sick of Adi trying to claim Calyrex Shadow, Incin, Rilla, Urshifu, Raging Bolt as his own team." And I said, no. I'm trying to say that I'm the person who built Incin, Rillaboom, Urshifu, Raging Bolt. Not even with Calyrex Shadow. You can put those forward anything. I did it first. That's my team. It's Adi Balance. But yeah, this format, I was so sick of this format at this point. There was some cool stuff that popped up at the start of the format, but it was just so sick. I was so sick of it by the end of it. Anyways, Orlando.
That's fair.
What do you think about Orlando, Ritha?
Orlando. I don't like Disney.
Okay.
Boo. We don't have the thing. I'm trying to see what else would Mac do. Do you think? No. That wouldn't work. Yeah. I'm not a fan of Disney, but I mean, they bought the land.
They did.
It's not Orlando's government. It's not the government of Florida's jurisdiction, I guess, anymore. But I don't know what else is in Orlando. I mean, I don't know. Florida is like, I'd rather not go, but I mean, I don't know much about Orlando besides Disney and that it's Florida.
So yeah, I mean, if I recall correctly, I went to Orlando a couple years ago.
Did we go to Orlando as kids ever?
We must have, because we have good friends in Tampa.
Yeah.
And so we'd go to Tampa for holidays pretty often. And so we'd driven up to Orlando. Went to a soccer match in Orlando that one time.
Yeah.
Were you there for that? You were there for that.
I don't know.
I think you were.
We went to Universal Studios.
Did we?
Wait, is NASA in Orlando too? Is that what
no, NASA's not in Orlando.
Oh, okay, never mind.
NASA is
Who-
up in Cape Canaveral. Yeah. Thank
Yeah, okay,
you.
we went
Thank
twice.
you, Mom. I appreciate it.
Yeah, okay, we went twice.
And so this convention center is in International Boulevard, which is like the most touristy place possible. There is all these like overpriced shitty restaurants
Sure.
that are around here. You have to eat at like an Applebee's basically, like that tier of restaurant, Olive Garden, something like that.
Okay.
Is this going to be on YouTube later? Do people want this on YouTube later? I gotta know, because I feel like this is just us talking shit. But I'm okay with putting it on YouTube if people want to watch it. If people are enjoying this, I'll put it up. Yeah. So International Boulevard is just like it's like a tourist
I feel like
trap.
I've heard of International Boulevard,
Maybe.
which makes sense that it's a tourist trap.
It is just a huge tourist trap. I don't even remember where on International Boulevard it
International
was.
Drive. It's
International Drive. Sorry, that's what it is.
But
Or actually, maybe this is the wrong place.
Westwood Boulevard.
Is International Boulevard different?
That's in Oakland, California.
No, it's the same thing. Okay, it's just International Drive. But anyways, just like there's nothing around here. There's a lot of stuff to do here, but it's all kind of like overpriced and shitty. There's a bunch of hotels. So the nice thing is, Orlando's very cheap to fly to.
Sure.
The hotels are really cheap because there's so many of them in this area.
Yeah, because I wants to go to Disney.
But the problem is, there's kind of nothing to do on this street, despite the fact that it's a touristy street. It's like, do you want to go to like a carnival, like a I don't know, like a Ferris wheel type thing?
Well, I don't know. Well, yeah, I don't know. But was the venue nice? I think maybe that can make it up for it.
The venue is massive. It is the
Okay.
biggest convention center I've ever seen. There's a reason they've hosted the biggest regional ever.
Sure.
Right? Like they could host a regional 3 times that size and be just fine. And sadly, they will never do Worlds in Orlando because they love to take over the entire city for Worlds, and they can't do that in a Disney city.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're not going to Disney, you can't really do very much. We went to the zoo when I was there in 2023, and that was pretty fun.
Sure.
Did we know that was San Diego? Never mind. Hold up. Never mind.
Okay,
We did
no
nothing in
zoo.
Orlando. I agree with you for what it's worth. Orlando, the one thing it has going for it is that it is cheap to fly to.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's cheap to fly
That's
to.
fair.
It's cheap to
Maybe
go
we
to.
can see. I'm down
You
for
can
that.
get like a round trip for $150, and you can get a $50 hotel room, and you're just fine, right? But there's nothing. If you're not playing in the tournament, like why are you there? Is really, or unless you want to go to Disney. Like I don't know. There's stuff to do. I just didn't enjoy the stuff to do. You know?
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. Kunal says he liked Orlando, but exclusively because the weather is nice. That is true. The weather is really nice in Orlando. It does have that going for it.
Florida does have nice weather. But
I'm not putting it in D tier.
when's the regional?
The regional was in April, I think.
Okay, well then maybe the weather is nice in other places too.
Yeah, right. Like,
So who
that's,
cares?
That's the thing is like they tend to try to get the regionals in the time where it is cheapest to get that space, which is why Toronto regionals is in December and Portland is in January, right? Like, and they don't have and they have the Southern regionals in the summer, and
Yeah.
like they have the national championships in New Orleans in June or July when it's miserable in New Orleans, right? Like that's just how it is, right? It's you want these nice cities, you want these downtown venues. You can't afford them in peak time.
Okay, then maybe that's fair. If this is gonna be nice compared to all the other ones, that's fair.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, I need
Next
a little
up-
break. I need to run to the bathroom.
All right. You go. You go to
You
the
have to
bathroom.
entertain people.
Entertain people. All right. So I don't know. We need NISE not in the summer. So okay. So here's the thing about the internets. I feel like internets. It's almost like unfair that NA has their internets at the very end of the season. You know, because like yes, it sucks that it's in New Orleans in the summer, but it being at the end of the season means that like we have this big event that is just like the culmination of the season. It's the coolest event every year because it is deciding everything. It is just so exciting to see who is going to lock up those the buys and the travel awards and that sort of stuff. No matter how poorly you do at like during most of the season, you always are thinking, well, if I go to NAIC, I can do well and I can get my Worlds invite, right? And so there's just so much to play for the entire year. Whereas if you live in Brazil, right, or you live in Latin America, and you go to LAIC in November, and you do poorly in LAIC in November, your season's over. I mean, it's not necessarily over, but like it feels over, right? Like it feels like you just don't want to go to any more events. And that sucks. That dynamic really sucks, you know? And even for European internets, right? We see people not making it into European internets. But if you like at April, you hopefully kind of have an idea of whether you're going to make it to Worlds or not, whether you're in contention. But Yeah, no, having an early Internats, it just feels like it disrupts your season so much. NAIC being the last event of the year just makes it the most exciting event of the year, and I really enjoy it.
Are we already at the last event?
No, I was just filling time.
Oh, sure. Okay, fair enough.
The next event,
Okay.
Indianapolis.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, we are currently in Indiana.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Indianapolis region?
Well, Rajan won.
Rajan won the event.
Yeah. And it's nearby.
It is nearby. I did not go to this one,
Oh.
but it is nearby.
You didn't go to Indianapolis.
I was living in Austin.
Yeah, you could have come home. Okay, that's fair.
So this was actually on my birthday weekend.
Oh.
So
What were you doing?
what was I doing? I played in locals. I just played in locals.
That's crazy that you went to a local on your birthday.
Most of my friends in Austin are Pokemon players,
Okay, sure, that's fair.
right? So it's like, all right. And then most of them didn't show up to the local. It was tragic. I'm looking at you, Arsol.
So you just went to a local on your birthday.
I did.
Yeah.
And
That's fair.
I did actually. I got my Worlds invite at the local,
Sure.
which is kind of
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then we had like a birthday thing afterwards and met up with our friends, but
Okay.
like they didn't show up to the local.
That's
None of them
unlucky.
showed up to the local. Not a
That's
single
fine.
one of them showed up to the local. It was tragic. But I got my Worlds invite, which is cool. At the local, I used Nails' Terapagos team at that local. This was the first event of Reg G.
Nice.
No one was using Miraidon really, and Rajan and Aaron Trailer kind of figured it out and cracked the code.
Ditto.
And they use slightly different variants of it. There's a team report, of course, that you can watch that where Rajan and Aaron talk about how they figured out Miraidon was good. Miraidon, of course, won the World Championships, so people
Sure.
have continued to build upon it, and it is probably the best thing you can be doing this format now.
But he figured it out.
But he figured it out first. And you can see here, there's not a ton of Miraidon.
And it pays
down
off.
here. And it really paid off. He did
Crazy.
really,
Nice.
really well.
That's
and,
really good.
and won the regional. So big congrats to Rajan. Tub popped off. So Rajan and Nails were the two 9-0s going into day 2 of this tournament,
Oh wow.
which was hype. And I think Justin was 8-1.
So how did he lose? How did he go 12? What's 12-2?
12-2.
Oh, you go day 2 of Swiss?
So what used to be until this year
Sure.
was, you play 9 rounds in day 1,
Yeah.
and then 5 additional rounds in day 2.
Sure.
And
Okay.
then everyone who goes 12-2 makes it. If you go 11-3, then it's down to tiebreakers.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can see some 11-3s. A lot of 11-3s didn't make it, and a few 11-3s did make it into top cut. Right? So
Sure.
if you want to guarantee it, you have to go 12-2.
Okay. Sure.
but-
I see.
Yeah, so going 9-0, you put yourself in a really good position, and then once you win your 12th game, you don't really have to play the last round, basically. And so yeah, so Rajan and Nails really popped off this tournament. They played at 9-0. Justin, I think, also was 8-1 with a loss to someone else in Tub. And I think Z was also 8-1 with a loss to someone else in Tub, and then did not do very well in day 2.
Damn.
But yeah, no, Tub really, really popped off this tour. It was really fun. Really fun to watch. Indianapolis. What do you think about Indianapolis?
Nice. I actually don't. I think Indianapolis is kind of nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell me more.
It's a hot take, maybe, but it's like a fine little quaint city. I mean, maybe there aren't that many things to do, but it's not like middle of nowhere. There's nothing, you know. At least you can walk around and there'll be people.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
I agree.
I'd put it in like B, C,
I'd
maybe
put it-
high C, low B.
I'll put it in B.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
we're a little biased, right? Because we live here.
Yeah.
Like for us coming to Indianapolis, it has an excuse to go to our parents' house, right? See our family.
Yeah.
But
But the city's not bad.
the city's not bad at all. People talk a lot of shit about Indy.
Yeah.
But, like-
Wait, they do?
Yeah, they
Who's
do.
talking shit?
Who's talking shit?
Who's talking shit?
Indianapolis, like, so the thing is, like, so 2016 U.S. Nationals, and for a couple years, U.S. Nationals and the North American Internats was in Indianapolis, and people would talk shit because it was just like there's like, oh, there's no good food. They'd go the reputation was that you had to go to Steak and Shake, and it became a meme in the VGC community that you would go to Steak and Shake in Indy,
Sure.
but like there is good food in Indy.
Well,
It's
maybe
not a-
now, but like, I mean, I don't know, because
That's true. It was 8 years ago.
Yeah, 8
Yeah.
years ago, I believe it.
Maybe.
Probably was shit back then.
But there is some good food in Indy.
Yeah,
you kind of
yeah.
got to know where to go. The downtown, there's not a ton of stuff going on downtown, and you do
Yeah,
kind of need a
that's
car
true.
to get around Indy.
Yeah,
Which-
well, I don't know. Yeah, it depends where you're staying. I guess we have the luxury of we'd probably just drive or
Right.
and
yeah.
we'd have a car. That is true.
And I think that most people who go to Indy a lot of people go to Indy will end up driving from other Midwestern cities. It is like right in the middle of the country,
Yeah.
which means that you could reasonably drive there from the East Coast, right? Like you could drive to Indy from New York or DC, and it wouldn't feel too bad. It's a little bit of a long drive. Do you know how long the drive is from New York?
Indy, we were actually thinking of doing this. I think it was going to be like
18 hours?
16 hours if we stop.
Okay.
Maybe like, yeah, I think 16 hours, something like that.
Okay, so maybe not super
I
doable.
don't know if we can drive from New York. I'll look again.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, maybe not super doable, but
No,
It's- it's
I
like-
don't know.
it's not the worst location. Flights are relatively cheap to Indy. It's not Chicago, but you can also fly to Chicago and take a shuttle, hitch a ride. You can fly to Detroit.
It's 13
fly to
hours.
Ohio.
Okay, it's not that
13-hour drive is like fringe doable, right? Like it's longer than you want to do, but from DC, I think it might be a little more reasonable. I do know
Yeah.
some people who drove to Indy from the East Coast. You really want to save money. It's doable from like Toronto. It's doable from the Southeast. If you live in Atlanta, you can drive up to Indy. So like it is really in the middle of things, which I think adds to it. And the airport is first off one of the nicer airports in the country, and then secondly also relatively cheap to fly to. So I think it's up there. And then yeah, like you said, it's like it's not a great city. It's not really a city. There's a ton of stuff to do in.
I
But
think
it's
like
fine.
yeah, I mean what you're saying. Well, I mean I don't know how it is in Pokemon, but I mean I feel like in Smash a lot of times a lot of the tournaments in Indy bring in a lot of like the Midwest talent that don't have the money to fly to all these other tournaments. So I mean I don't know if it's the same, but well Rajan.
Rajan, not Midwest. Andrew, not Midwest. Justin,
So it's not.
he's from the South. Leonard, hey, he's a Midwestern player.
Well,
He's-
I mean, they may not. That's the thing. They may not do well, but at least they have the opportunity to show themselves.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it could also says you don't live in Indy because it's the best city ever. You live there because it's cheap and it has decent food and jobs. And that's pretty much it, right? Yeah, that's like it's a fine city.
Well, who lives in Knoxville?
That's no one
Probably
lives
a
in
lot of
Knoxville.
people.
That's why it's down here.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm fine.
All right.
I'll put it be.
I think it's decent. I mean, I'm showing my bias here, but like it's my stream, I get to be biased, you know.
Sure.
All right. Next up is San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Oh, that sounds fun, but are there ethical concerns with tourism in Puerto Rico?
I'm not sure. You have to tell me.
I don't know.
I feel like Puerto Rico's economy not doing super well, and it's not a touristy enough destination that like the locals are really being pushed out by tourism there.
Sure. Yeah, that's
So like
true.
it probably isn't a bad thing to go visit Puerto Rico.
Maybe.
And like it's a relatively small tournament, and so it's not like a lot of people are
debate
going
the
there.
ethics.
That's fair. Like we're gonna get to Hawaii soon. I'm gonna put you in your soapbox there.
Okay, sure.
But I did not get to go to Puerto Rico special
no.
event. They're doing it again this year in February, which, by the way, thank you for doing a February event in Puerto Rico. Excellent timing.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
Like
nice and warm.
it's as far as places to go in North America in February, Puerto Rico is up there. Like it's probably a cheap convention center, not the biggest event in the world. I've never been to Puerto Rico. Have you?
No.
And I'd like to go. I think it'd be a cool place to visit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if I'd really
mean,
want to
no.
visit there over other Caribbean islands. Is the thing. Like I feel like it's pretty comparable to the rest of them, except that it's easier to get to because it's in the United States.
I don't really know, to be honest. I believe you. I mean, I know that I know that's within the United States.
No, I
I don't know how it compares to other.
I trusted that you knew that one.
I don't know how it compares to other Caribbean islands, though. No, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like this. I mean, politically, it's very interesting because it's like it's part of America, but it's like only kind of part of America, and they're very independent. But then like they rely on the U.S., and then when they have
Interesting.
hurricanes
is,
happen, then like they are reliant on the United States to help them, and then the United States kind of just like says fuck off a lot of the time, which is very disappointing.
Yeah. Interesting is I don't know. It's kind of like a colony almost.
It is. I would say it's a colony.
Yeah, it's a colony.
Like
Yeah.
especially since they don't get
Not
to
in a good way.
they don't get to vote either.
They don't get to vote.
Right, like Hawaii is a colony, but at least they're represented.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico is not represented.
Yeah. They're literally like it's like a colony. It's not. Yeah, it's a terrible situation
But-
for the Puerto Rican people, I'd imagine.
But the Puerto Rican people got to vote on whether they wanted to stay in the United States, and they voted to stay in the United States.
Sure, but there's I agree. Okay.
So like,
Well, maybe I should read more about that. But I mean, there are a lot of government actions that have been taken in other countries, and then the U.S. has intervened
Right.
in that government action to make it go the way that they want it to go. And I don't know if necessarily that's the will of the people.
but
I don't know
impression-
enough about Puerto Rico to say that.
I mean, my impression is that Puerto Rico is now very dependent on the United States, and I think a lot of the Caribbean nations are very dependent on the United States in terms of commerce. And Puerto Rico has a leg up because they have like actually free trade with the United States, right?
Sure, but I
And
also
so
think
it is-
that they should be able to vote.
And I agree, and I think that the way the United States treats Puerto Rico is like their secondhand citizens,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
really
exactly.
bad.
Yeah,
They should be
that's
part
true.
of. They should be part of the United States. They should
Yeah,
be treated as
yeah,
equals.
yeah.
Which, anyways,
But that's what I'd feel like if I now went to visit Puerto Rico. It'd feel like that. It'd feel like, oh, like I'm kind of like I'm the U.S. citizen coming here to a place where you guys have less rights than me, you know. Well, I don't know
Sort
if
of. I get that.
Maybe I'd feel that. Did you go to Puerto Rico?
I've never been to Puerto Rico.
Okay, so you didn't. Yeah. So who knows? Well, we should. Has anyone gone to? Did anyone go to the Puerto Rico regional who also happens to be a U.S. citizen? And maybe employed in a jail.
no, man. He's Canadian, man.
Okay.
So the Puerto Rico special event, the one that happened in 2023, was they announced it at the very last minute, and they announced it at the very very last minute, and so but it was the last event for nationals, so it decided who would get travel awards and make it to Day 2 Worlds,
Oh, sure.
and so everyone is like booking last minute flights to Puerto Rico.
What is that flag?
This is Bermuda,
Oh,
I
crazy.
believe, right? No, it's Virgin Islands.
Oh.
So yeah, it was cool to
Interesting.
see that. And there was
And a lot of Puerto Rican players too. That's good.
yeah, and
That's
so
great.
the thing is, like, Puerto Rico is unlike the rest of the Caribbean. Puerto Rico is considered part of the North American circuit,
Sure. Well, I mean,
which means
it's
that because it's part of the
part of
United
the
States,
US, yeah.
but it means that despite living in Puerto Rico and having less access to North American events, they have to compete with North American players
Mm-hmm. Sure.
to get Worlds invites,
Okay.
which makes it harder for them than as compared to if they were part of the Latin American circuit.
Yeah.
And so having a special event in Puerto Rico does make this circuit finally accessible, and at the very least gives them one automatic Worlds invite for the winner.
Okay.
This year, last year was a little different. So as you can see,
Bit of a shark pit there in Puerto Rico. Only one person mainly gets the world's invite. That's kind of crazy.
it is, but they can also compete. And for what it's worth, Kenneth, I know Kenneth and I know Areku are both very good players. So they both came to the United States. They come to like Florida regionals. They come
Sure.
to other regionals in the United States and compete there too.
Well, okay.
But it is hard, right? It is hard to travel that much. It's much more travel than the rest
yeah.
of the players in the United States have to do. But this event, I think was this the same weekend? This was the weekend after Indianapolis, and
After your birthday.
after my birthday, yes.
Partying that weekend too.
I might have been. I don't know. I think was Los Angeles the weekend after that? I forget. Anyways, shout out to Kenneth for winning. Koraidon's only good result ever. I will say, this event, seeing the Ho in top cut makes me feel like this event was less competitive than some of the other North American events. Definitely
Sure.
45 players, right?
Oh, there. Okay.
Yeah, that's compared to
fair.
like several hundred of the other events, right? So that is a downside.
Yeah.
I know Alberto Lara is a player who loves to travel, goes to a lot of these events. I think this year
picked up the meta too.
yes, and
The
Alberto
next week picked it up.
and I think he actually had to leave during top cut or something like that, so he didn't play it out if I recall
Okay.
correctly.
Sure, that's why he
But yeah,
qualified seventh.
it was I don't know. It's weird. I think this year it's going to be more competitive. No, keep going. This year I think it is going to be more competitive. I think there are more players going up, but 2025 Puerto Rico, but I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Where do we rank Puerto Rico?
I don't want to do bad by the Puerto Rican people, which I guess is part. I don't know, but I'd like to go there,
I'd like to go there too.
but
I want to put it in B tier.
would I like to go less than Portland?
Yes.
Yeah,
Like Portland's I don't know, maybe not.
maybe it's just because of my lack of knowledge though that I'd like to go less than Portland, but no, I do. Well, it depends. I don't know. See, the thing is, for Portland, no one's saying come to Portland, come to Portland. You know what I mean? But I'm sure there, if I ask some of my friends who are from Puerto Rico, they'd be like, come to Puerto Rico.
I mean, Rachita would tell you to come to Portland.
Okay, then maybe. Okay, sure. Then that's fine.
Right.
Then we'll keep it there.
Yeah.
She's never told me come to Portland, but if she's told you, then I believe it.
She's told me to come back to Portland when I visit her.
Sure,
out there.
come back to Portland.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd go back to Portland.
Okay, fair enough.
No.
Okay, we'll keep it B.
Especially,
I'm
I
fine.
think one, it's an easier event than a lot of the other events, which plays into it. It's harder to get to for sure.
Sure.
But it is Puerto Rico in February, which is like kind of
Yeah,
nice. You know,
that
like
sounds
that's
nice.
that's where I'd want to go in February. So I'm a fan. I think it's a great location, and I'm glad they're including.
It's so funny. We were just shitting on. Or was it on Kunal for being like, "Oh yeah, the weather's great in Orlando," just 2 weeks earlier, 3 weeks before, and I was like, "Oh yeah, the weather. That's the perfect time to go to Puerto Rico in February."
I mean, it is. Anyways, all right. Next up, Los
Okay.
Angeles.
Los
Angeles. This was my best event of the year. This was
You
the
went?
this was the last regional of Regulation G, and I got top 4.
Oh wow,
That's Miss Me.
Nice.
Miss Me. This is my core. See, Rillaboom, Incineroar, Urshifu, Raging Bolt. That's my team.
Crazy.
Everyone who uses these 4 has to actually see. No one else used those 4. I was the best placing finish player with those 4.
I guess yeah.
So
that's true.
anyone who uses those 4, I think that I was also the best playing finish player using those 4 at Indianapolis too. So really, that is my team. And everyone who uses Rillaboom, Incineroar, or Urshifu, Raging Bolt has to say it's oddly balanced.
Okay.
So
You got $2,000 for winning that?
I got $2,000. I didn't win.
How much? I mean, for
getting
getting
top 4.
fourth.
So-
How much did you get after tax?
I don't know.
You don't check these things?
I haven't paid taxes for this year yet.
Well,
They don't withhold taxes from you for these events.
what?
Yeah, they give you a tax form at the end of the year. So I have to file it as part of my 2024 taxes, but they don't withhold the money
and
from
they
you.
take it away afterwards?
Yeah, if you owe taxes, the government will take it away from you.
Interesting. I didn't know that's how that worked. Well, I've
Do
only
you,
won.
do you pay taxes?
I do pay taxes, but I've only won money in a competition once,
Okay.
so I didn't know that's how it worked in that.
Yeah. So this event, my first ever top 4 at a regional. Much like the last time, I went 9-0 in Swiss. Much like how Rajan and Nails went 9-0 in Swiss.
Sheesh.
Me, I went 9-0, and Colin went 9-0.
Nice.
So we were the 2 9-0s. This event had
What is this Pokemon?
Koraidon.
Okay.
It's one of the legendary Pokemon. It's the Miraidon's counterpart,
Sure.
the fire one, or the dragon fighting one that always turns into a fire type because it sets up Sun, and so terrestrializes into a fire type.
And okay, sure.
Yeah.
And Miraidon is water.
Miraidon's electric.
Electric.
Electric
okay,
dragon,
Sure.
yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
And so, anyways, so this event was funny because they did not have enough bandwidth to get everyone to connect at the same time. Yeah. They just didn't purchase enough bandwidth at the venue
You need to play on. You need to connect to the internet online.
via LAN.
Oh, via LAN. Oh,
And something happened.
wait.
I don't know exactly what happened. They didn't tell us specifically what happened. But for some reason, about 60% of the people at the venue
Sure.
could not connect to their opponent for round 1.
Sure.
So we were sitting there. Some people
pretty
finished their
funny.
matches.
Uh huh.
Most people didn't.
Sure.
And we're just sitting there trying to connect. And they said, don't connect, don't start.
Don't start.
Don't start. If you can, because they wanted everyone to start at the same time.
Sure. Okay.
And then after about an hour, they said, hey, this is gonna be delayed by another hour and a half while we figure this shit out.
Oh wow.
Go
Okay.
get lunch. This is your lunch break.
Round 1.
Before round 1.
Before round.
This is your lunch break.
That's crazy.
So we all left and we all came back. We got some
Uh-huh.
food. We came back and then we played round 1.
So you just played the rest of the day.
So we did not play 9 rounds. They were
Okay.
they were thankfully not crazy enough to get us to play 9 rounds.
Yeah.
They said we're playing 7 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to come back to play the last 2 rounds of day 1 because you can't change the tournament structure.
Yeah. Yeah.
The last 2 rounds of day 1, and then you play 5 rounds of day 2, all in day 2. But that meant that even if you were, even if you were down here, even if you were, 5-2 in after 7 rounds, you'd have to show up to play the last 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Even if you were 4-3,
But people don't like that.
if you were 4-3 and you were out of day 2 contention,
Yeah.
but you wanted to get championship points, you would just show up to play the last 2 rounds.
But you're gonna
To
be
get-
there anyway. No.
No, because you're in Los Angeles and you can be anywhere.
Okay. Well, let's get to that maybe
Right.
later.
And so that part
That'll
was
be on the tier list.
that part was unfortunate for me. For me it was fine, right?
Sure.
Because for me I was 7-0,
Sure. So
and
you were
so
gonna...
I was gonna show up anyways.
Yeah.
And so I showed up and
Wait,
I
go
won.
down? Who's the guy from Australia?
Where's the Australian guy? Oh, Henry Rich.
Okay. No.
His girlfriend lives in the United States, so he was in the United States for the last 3 months of the season.
Sure. Okay.
but I played this Lugia guy, Ian, at 6-0,
Yeah.
which was terrifying because I did not want to lose to Lugia.
Yeah, that's
and,
fair.
And Lugia has a move that has a high chance of creating a critical hit.
Sure.
And I was using Calm Mind Calyrex, so I was boosting my special defense.
Uh-huh.
And so the game came down to, does he get a critical hit, and how many chances do I give him at getting a
Sure.
critical hit? And so game 3, he had 2 chances of getting a critical hit. Thankfully, he did not get it. It was
Okay.
terrifying.
Well, it's 15%.
It was what's
No,
the odds
what's
of getting a
the
crit?
odds of
I think
crit?
it's something like that. Because it's 6% normally.
Sure.
It's 1 in 24 normally, so 4% normally.
Okay.
But then I think it's 12% after +1 stage, which is what Aeroblast is.
Oh, okay.
So he had a 12% chance of getting it, and he had 2
Okay.
chances at it.
Sure.
Terrifying game.
Yeah, that's a bit
Um,
scary.
Yeah, and so I did that, and then I played Joji, who was just coming off a second place regional finish.
Joji?
He's
Not the artist.
he is a Japanese player who is
Crazy.
registered in Australia.
Oh,
He's going to school in Australia.
okay.
And he is traveling the world, so he went to Stockholm regionals the previous weekend and got second place.
Sure. Oh, wow.
And then he came here and used the same team, which is, by the way, I was using Calyrex Shadow, whose worst matchup is Terapagos,
Uh-huh.
because I'm using a Ghost type and he's using a normal type, so I can't hit him with my strongest move. And I beat him, who just got in second place, and I was popping off, and I was like, this is my regional. 'Cause I built my team as the Calyrex Shadow team that can beat Terapagos, and I did beat him. It was crazy. And then I beat Colin at 9-0.
Nice.
And then I lost the next 2 rounds. And I had to win. The next 2 to make it in top cut.
Oh, yeah. And I watched you playing Top Cut.
I lost on stream first. I lost to
Yeah,
I lost
yeah.
to Ryan on stream, and then I lost to the very last round to Kian. And then that last round didn't matter to me because I was already guaranteed cut, but it mattered to him because he had to win to get into cut.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, and then he came second. Or
and he got third.
Crazy.
And then in top cut I beat Rajan in
Yeah,
top
yeah.
8, and then I played.
I watched that.
You
I
did not
watched
watch
both
that.
of- Huh? I
That was
didn't-
not streamed.
Never mind. I watched
Nope.
one of your top. Maybe I didn't watch. I don't know. I watched one of your top 8 matches. I think.
You must have watched the top 4 match
Maybe
because I wasn't streamed in top 8, but I was streamed in top 4, and I lost to Montana in the mirror.
Yeah.
And he ended up winning the
Oh, good
regional.
man. He won.
Yeah, so he gets to claim Calyrex Shadow, Incin, Rilla, Urshifu as his team, but I get to
guess it's
claim
something, yeah.
Rillaboom, Incineroar, Urshifu, Raging Bolt as my team.
Did he not take Landorus and you didn't take the Raging Bolt? Or
Tornadus?
No,
No, and in
Tornadus,
fact,
sorry.
the fact that he had Tornadus.
That's Tornadus?
That's Tornadus.
Bro, it's just a different color.
It is, yes.
Okay.
The fact that he had Tornadus was probably the difference maker because
Okay.
he gets to set up Tailwind and I did not.
Sure.
And so even though my Calyrex Shadow was faster, he got to set his up and then click Tailwind and be faster.
Okay.
And because the game comes down to who's faster a lot of the time, he was in a better position.
Sure.
So even though we had 5 mons in common, I think that was the difference maker, that he had the team that was a little more optimized for the mirror.
Yeah.
But he lost to the Terapagos he played, and I beat the best Terapagos player in the tournament. So,
But he won the tournament.
but he won the tournament.
So yeah.
So it's, so I guess I should have left the Terapagos player in the cut.
yeah.
Anyways, so I mean, it was a great, and Montana's a friend of mine, right? And it was cool to compare notes afterwards. He's a good guy. So happy that he won it.
That's cool.
And I lost this to first, third, second, and third, so I can't really complain, right? Like I lost to the 3 people ahead of me. Anyways, Los Angeles. It was a really fun place to be. I've got a lot of
Was
friends
it?
in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Got to hang out with Gavin. Got to hang out with Terry.
Sure.
There's a lot of good food there.
Okay.
I was staying with Terry. He lives right in like Koreatown, so we're eating a lot of really good Korean food.
Okay.
And
I'm just doubtful.
what are you doubtful about?
I don't know. I mean, what is there to do besides, like, is it not just like Portland, but more expensive and more car reliant and less things to do outside of, like, Portland? You can at least go around and like hike or something.
Yeah, I mean you can hike in Los Angeles. I've gone
You
hiking
can?
in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
If you want to go to the Hollywood sign, that's a hike.
Sure,
That's not the only
okay,
hike.
fair
I've also
enough.
done normal hikes, but like that's actually like out there, right? So you have to hike up there.
Okay.
There are hikes because there are hills around there.
Uh-huh.
There's the beach. You can go to the beach and there's stuff to do there.
Okay, I like. But are they
like,
nice beaches? Do you go to the beach?
There are nice beaches. A little like
Are they all private?
no,
Okay.
no. There's like genuinely nice beaches in Los
Okay,
Angeles.
okay, sure.
There's also like Venice Beach is like the big famous beach that's in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Santa
that's the one in
Monica.
GTA, right?
Is it?
Is it not?
I believe you.
Okay, I think so. Maybe it's not the one in GTA.
Fresno was last year, Joe. We're not doing Fresno. But like, so there's Venice Beach, there's Santa Monica. Now, granted, I think it was Santa Monica, maybe Venice Beach, that had a lot of like a homeless encampment. I think they kicked them out recently, which is part of the big drama that was happening in Los Angeles with homeless.
Okay.
But like, it was like a very interesting place to be. That was where the first time I remember going there in like 2016, and they had the Snaptical store, back when they were only in these booths that you had to find, and there was one there, and I was like, oh shit, it's there. Which is cool. I mean, if you go north of Los Angeles, there's also some really nice beaches too.
Okay.
I really like Los Angeles. It helps that I have friends there.
Compared to Portland?
I think it's the same tier as Portland.
Okay, that's fair. I think it's probably better than Indianapolis.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm still doubtful. I feel like I don't want to go to a Pokemon tournament, which, is like $70, $80 just to enter? No, I don't know.
Yeah, like $70. Yeah.
And then also have to pay like $200 a night for a hotel, and then like...
That's fair. The hotels are expensive
$20 a meal.
You got to Uber everywhere there.
Yeah, like $10 Ubers everywhere.
So actually, I'll say that I did think that the public transport was okay where we were staying.
Sure.
I got to take public transport to the convention center, which is right downtown. And so it's like right actually on the metro line, which is not like they have a metro there. It just doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't really like work
Sure.
because it's so spread out. But like to get to get to the convention center specifically because it's right next to the metro line, it actually is okay.
Sure. Okay. That's fair.
I really liked, and then it helped that I was staying with a friend, and I had other friends who had cars, and so I wasn't actually paying for all those things. It is very expensive for a regional. So is Vancouver, for what it's worth. But yes, it is very expensive for a regional. I haven't really been taking costs into account. Although, I will say, Los Angeles has 5 airports, so it is pretty cheap to fly to as well.
Sure. Well, okay. Yeah, sure, we can put an A, but low A.
Low A?
Low A.
I'm okay with that. In fact, you know what? We can even move all of these guys down since I don't know what we're putting in D. No, there's going to be stuff we put in D. I can see something we're going to put in D.
Sure. Okay.
All right. So, after that, the next event of the year was the National Championships, North American Internets in New Orleans. This was the first year that we had NAIC outside of Columbus, Ohio, in a long time.
Okay.
Long time.
I went to the one in Columbus.
You visited, right? You picked me up, right? Or something like that?
No, I was there.
Were you spectating?
Yeah, I spectated the entire time.
What did you think of Columbus?
Columbus was also, I'd say, comparable to Indianapolis. Maybe a little bit worse. Because, I don't know, it's just a little bit smaller, I think. But it was nice. I liked it.
It's fine. It's a fine town.
Yeah.
I do not want to go there every single year.
No, yeah. No,
I was kind of sick of it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, because, what was there to do? We didn't really do anything besides go back to the hotel room and then...
We didn't even stay in a hotel. We had
the
Airbnb.
Airbnb and then, do whatever, I didn't
drink.
And hung out
with our friends, with my friends, right? And just yeah.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's just it's a cheap place to host an internets, but New Orleans though.
Yeah, no. New Orleans. Well, New Orleans is actually one of the places, one of the only places in the U.S. that I actually talked to Louis. And I'm like, I really want to go to New Orleans. So yeah, I mean, New Orleans I'd put up there.
New Orleans, the food. Oh my God, the food is so good. They have so many excellent chefs from all different types of cuisines.
Yeah. That sounds great.
And then you also just have all the seafood there that's so good.
Oh yeah,
we went to.
Is that guy French?
He's French.
That's why he came to New Orleans, because he can speak French.
No, they came to New Orleans because they're really good at Pokemon.
Okay, sure.
They beat me on stream in this tournament. I was on stream in round 6 and they beat me.
Unlucky. Not running your team. It's okay.
No.
Sure.
Wait, they're running your team.
Yeah. I can't believe that my team won NAIC. That's crazy. Oddly balanced one. That's insane. But yeah. So I actually lost to Aurelian and I lost to Hobbit to Henry in this tournament, who made top cut. Those were my 2 losses in day 1. I did make it to day 2, and then I played very poorly in day 2. Probably because we were in New Orleans and I should not have gone to a jazz bar after day 1.
Sure,
Maybe a little bit of a mistake, but I did. I finished top 64.
But you enjoyed yourself?
I enjoyed myself. Alex and I used the same team. He got 12th place. He bubbled out of top cut.
You didn't even use your team. Oh,
he's
a different
team.
You used a smear goal. Right, I remember the smear goal.
Yeah, this was a really, really fun team to play. No, because as you can see here, the previous tournament, Calric Shadow, at Indianapolis, it did not do well at all.
Sure.
And people were saying Calric Shadow is washed. It's not a good Pokemon anymore. Okay. And I remember there was a clip of me on Tub Takes where I was like, "Are you guys crazy? This team, the Calric Shadow, is still one of the best restricteds in the format. Everyone's writing it off." And I was like, "No, I gotta back this up. I gotta run this Pokemon. No one else believed in it. I gotta run this Pokemon." And of course, it was absolutely the call. But after it won the tournament, you can see, Edu used it to get top 4. There were a bunch more in top 16. Look at all these Calric Shadow players, right?
Yeah.
it was miserable. The mirror is miserable because it really comes down to who goes faster. And so I was like, I do
There are
not
a
want
lot
to
of
play the
them,
mirror,
so-
right? So that's why I played the Trick Room team instead, because then I just go slow when everyone else is trying to go fast.
I see.
So
Okay,
that was my
makes
thought
sense.
process. And you know, Alex did really well. I think that I lost a pretty good matchup in round 1 of day 2,
Sure.
and then I lost to Junchi on like a disconnect, which is really unfortunate as well. So I had some bad luck, but also like it wasn't playing very well. And the team was really strong. The team was an absolutely great call for the tournament. So I was really happy with that, and it was my first ever time making day 2 at an internets.
Nice.
I definitely could have done better, but I could have done worse too.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was pretty happy with that. New Orleans, amazing city.
Yeah.
So Bourbon Street is like the place to go out in New Orleans, and it was kind of overrated. Have you heard about Bourbon Street?
No, I've never been.
Like, Bourbon Street is like, it's like this. It's like crowded.
This is like that's
It's-
I assume that's Mardi Gras. That one picture where everything was.
No, this is like normal.
That's just normal.
This is like normal.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, it's like this. It's
Well,
it's like this
okay.
all the time.
That's wild.
Oh, also, it was New Orleans during Pride, which is
Oh,
pretty unique.
Nice. Okay.
But yeah, it's like super crowded all the time.
Okay,
It's
sure.
hot and
Interesting.
sweaty and shitty dive bars, and
Okay.
did not have a great time going out in Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
Went did the experience, walked around, waited in line for a club, decided I didn't want to go into the club, and then me and my friends went to a piano bar
Okay.
and just sat there and drank and had a great time instead, just chatting.
Sure. Makes sense.
The next day, on Sunday night, me and Abai, who also made day 2 at this tournament,
Drunk Bourbon Street.
drunk Bourbon Street. This is like, yeah, this is more like what Bourbon Street actually looks like, you know, like. Oh, another thing about New Orleans is you can you can just bring cups outside. You can just drink wherever you want.
Okay.
Which is cool.
Sure. Yeah.
And so we just had a great time there.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and then so the next day we went to a different street that had a bunch of jazz bars that was like a little more low key, a little less crazy.
Sure.
And we just like listened to jazz music and vibing and drinking, and that was the bop. From now on, I'm not going back to Bourbon Street if I'm in New Orleans. I am going to I forget what it's called. I got to figure it out. The place with the jazz bars, just hanging out there because that's so much more my vibe.
Yeah.
I'm
that's
too
fair.
old to party.
Yeah. Well, same.
When I was your age.
Well,
And then also, the other thing about NAIC was the finals between Patrick, who no one knew who he was, and he got to finals. And he was the American,
yeah?
and so we were all rooting for the American.
Oh,
but we were all like,
yeah.
he's got no shot, because he's playing against Aurelian, who is like, at the time, maybe the best player in the world.
Uh-huh.
At the
Oh,
time,
okay.
like they had just gotten undefeated until finals at a regional in Europe and lost in finals. I think they had 2 second places at regionals in Europe. Something like that. Like they had a crazy season.
But Europe
they-
was the best.
Huh?
Europe was the best.
And Europe was really good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean Europe won Worlds too.
Oh, okay.
And so Aurelian is like easily one of the best players in the world. And they were playing Patrick, who is no one. No one knew who he was. And Patrick, before finals, they brought out his parents who had driven when they found out he got to finals.
Uh-huh.
They drove from Florida to New Orleans that night
That's crazy.
to see him play in finals.
Uh-huh.
And they had an interview with his parents, which is really like heartwarming.
Uh-huh.
And they were just like so proud of him, obviously. And then he played out of his mind.
Yeah.
He played
Nice.
so well, and he got this incredible bait in Game 3, where Aurelian was using Choice Specs Terrapagos, so he locks into a move.
Sure.
The way Terrapagos works is, before it terrestrializes Terra Starstorm, which is a signature move, is a single target move.
Sure.
Once it terrestrializes, it becomes a spread move.
Okay.
And Patrick had Wide Guard on his Pelipper.
Sure. I see.
So he had to bait Aurelian to
Sure.
terrestrialize, and then bring in his Pelipper to lock his Terrapagos out of the game. And he didn't bring Pelipper, I think the first 2 games, something like that. And he baited him into it. He put this perfect board state. It was like the perfect time to terrestrialize and lock into Terra Starstorm. And he completely called him out and locked him in and got Wide Guard up and just started winning. And it was just like,
Nice.
it was one of the most exciting moments I've ever had. On top of the fact that there's this whole Europe versus NA narrative.
Yeah.
And we were all like, oh, Europe's going to win North American Championships. They're going to talk shit for the rest of the year. And this absolutely out of nowhere, Patrick Connors, Captain America, comes in
Crazy.
and wins it.
Okay.
It was by far the most fun event of the year. I'm saying you got to go there, even though Pokemon. It's
Okay,
up
yeah,
there,
that's
number
fair.
1. Like it's
I'll
ahead
put it
of
ahead of
for me.
Vancouver.
Okay.
And my mom's in chat saying we're proud of you too. I appreciate it. If I ever make finals of an internet, I hope you also drive down in the last minute to support me. Drive down to New Orleans. You'll have a great time in New Orleans. Papa will have a great time in New Orleans. On Bourbon Street, that's his place. I can imagine it being like, ooh, Bourbon Street. I like bourbon, and then he goes, "It's nothing like what he thinks it is." Anyway, all right.
Okay.
Next up, Hawaii. The World Championships were in Hawaii.
The World Championships were in Hawaii.
Yes, I did go to that.
And you did go to that.
I did go to that.
Uh-huh.
I know some people who decided they were not going to go to that for ethical concerns.
I do.
I have a lot of respect for those people. Raga was one of those people.
I do.
Didn't go to Worlds.
Uh-huh.
What do you think about Hawaii?
I think, yeah, I respect Raghav a lot. Yeah, I mean, I think you shouldn't have gone either, to be honest. But, I don't know. I don't think, yeah, I know. I think the Pokemon community should have actively tried to boycott Worlds in Hawaii. But, I don't know, it didn't happen.
No. I understand that. And I do think that, like,
Also, you being a member of the YouTube community, I think should have specifically made a stand not going and probably publicize it on your YouTube. But that's my take.
that's very reasonable. I agree ethically, but selfishly, like, there are only so many chances that I can go to the World Championships to compete at the World Championships.
Sure.
And I was coming off of 2 really good results. And so I really wanted to, like, go and do my best.
Yeah.
And Hawaii is, like, not a place. And also, I do want to go to all 50 states at some point. I have a running list. And this was the excuse to go to Hawaii for me.
Sure.
What I will say about Hawaii is that, like, I think that, like, there are things you need to be respectful of the local culture, right? Like, okay, so there's 2 problems. The first is that we colonized Hawaii.
Yeah.
And the second problem is that the locals in Hawaii are being forced out because of the tourism industry.
Yeah.
They don't have access. Like, the land is being outpriced. The purchasing power is coming from tourists, and not from locals. And so the locals are just being they don't have literally the money to afford to live there. And that is like, so there are 2 problems. I can't do anything about the colonialism problem. That part's already happened.
True.
The best thing that I can do about that is, and I will say I was very disappointed because I kept trying to get people to go to the, like, Hawaiian History Museum. I forget what it's called. I think it was called Iolana Palace. There's a second museum. And people were not interested in going. And I was really disappointed because if I'm going to Hawaii, I want to, like, learn about Hawaii, learn about Hawaiian history, learn about, like, the struggle they went through. And I did, and so I ended up going to Iolana Palace with Connor, with Condor and his wife, fiance, now wife, I think. And I was trying to get other people to go, and it just could not get people to go. But I'm shout out to them for coming along. And it was really eye-opening learning about the history of Hawaii that we don't learn in school at all. We do not learn about the native people in Hawaii. We do not learn about how it was not the president. The president said, "Do not go and, like, take over Hawaii," and then a bunch of people were like, "No, we're gonna do it anyways."
That's crazy.
And the president was like, "Why'd you do that?" And the princess of Hawaii, like, was under arrest from these upstarts, and wrote to the president. It was like, "Yo, what's up? Like, I did not fight. I peacefully, like, let them take me because I don't want to, like, have bloodshed." And then the U.S. government didn't do anything about it. They were like, "Yeah, that's tough. I guess you're ours now."
Yeah.
Like, it's a really messed up situation. And so I'm glad that I had the chance to learn a lot about that. I really loved learning about Hawaiian mythology and the mythology from the native peoples in Oceania. It's very interesting. It's not a mythology that you hear a lot about. I'm very into the mythos of places, and growing up I learned a lot Greek, Roman, Norse mythology, stuff like that. Obviously, growing up in India, I've learned a lot of Hindu mythology. So it's very interesting to hear about that as well, and to read about that. I got a book that is still in my storage in Austin that I haven't read yet, but about that. So I'm excited to read that book. A bunch of native stories. Also, the nature there is beautiful. Like, we went on a couple hikes, and it was just really, really phenomenal. But yeah, like, what I was trying not to do, like, trying to be an ethical tourist as much as possible. But you really shouldn't go to Hawaii. And I do not plan on going back. right? And I think that if there was another Worlds there, especially with the new system where it's harder to qualify, I would just not be trying to qualify. So I don't know. I'm putting it back here.
Yeah. I'd put it there as well.
I'm not going back to Hawaii. Is basically what.
Yeah.
Oh, also, the hotel that I stayed at in the last night had bed bugs, which also made
That's kind of crazy that they're kicking people off the land for that hotel, and they're not even
yeah.
they're not even maintaining it properly.
It is a beautiful place. The beaches were great. The beautiful. The hiking was beautiful. But yeah, it sucks that is like that the exploitation that is happening for that to occur. Also, more than that, I did not realize how many old people like retire there.
Yeah.
I think that's honestly like almost more of a problem. Like we went on this hike, and we had to go like outside of the city,
Wait, really?
outside of
Like
Honolulu, and went to the other side of the island that Honolulu is on. I forget the name of the
Sure.
island. Oahe, I think. Other side of the island. And that part is not touristy at all, right? So you'd think that the locals can live here. No, it's all old white people. It's crazy.
That's yeah.
Very eye opening.
Yeah.
All right, with that, we could talk about. Let's go.
I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know if should I say something about that.
With what we know about the new system, this was probably going to be some players' last only chance to play at Worlds.
Do you have an opinion on that? Since you feel like this was one of your chances to play at Worlds.
Yeah, like I might not qualify for Worlds this year. I might not.
But next year.
I would have to. It's a grind to qualify for Worlds.
Yeah.
Right. It's a lot of commitment, and I don't know how long I will be playing Pokemon seriously for. Right. I've already I feel like I've lost the fire that I had at some point. And so I understand that.
Sure.
Right. And so.
And you think the one person going isn't going to impact as much as the colonial system has impacted. So you're saying it's fine that I can go to Worlds because
I'm not saying
you know what I mean?
it is. I'm
Is
saying
that what you're?
I'm saying
is that how you're just morally justifying?
I'm saying it's a selfish decision.
Sure. Okay.
I
okay,
admit
that's
to it
fine.
being a selfish decision.
Okay. Sure.
Right, but again, there one is that I want to go to Worlds. Two is that I want to travel to every state.
Yeah.
I'm close to traveling. I'm on like 30 something states, and like I said, Pokemon is an excuse to travel for me. And it is, like I did get to check Hawaii off my list of states, right? And so I have to go there eventually. This is a very convenient excuse to go.
Sure.
And I tried to do it in a way that is as respectful to the natives as possible.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the thing. That's the other thing. I saw you retweeting other things where there were people who were saying like, "Hey, if you are going to Hawaii, this is things you can do or places you can stay." Where it's like, which is still like, okay, I mean, you can be going, but yeah. Okay, people want.
Yep. All right. Next up, the first regional of the 2025 season. So this is still at the end of list last year. Was in Baltimore. And let me see if I can pull that one up too. And so I did not go to this one. This was the first event of Regulation H, which is pretty exciting, right? Regulation H happening. And brand new format, very fun format. We were also excited to play it. Sadly, it ends soon. They changed the system.
Is it fun?
It was a lot of fun. I had a great time playing it. I didn't do well at any of the tournaments I played in this format, but I still had a lot of fun. I had more fun playing it than Regulation F, which I also bombed. Regulation G was also quite fun. I'm kind of sick of it now.
Okay.
So anyways, this tournament, they changed the format. So now you played 8 rounds in day 1, 3 rounds in day 2, and then X2 cut. So no one bubbles out of cut, but you have a 20-something person top cut. Single elim. To decide who wins.
Wow. Okay. Sure. So which games are streamed? Wait, 20-person top cut. Yeah, so, I mean, how's it streamed? How...
They just pick one match, and they stream it.
Oh.
So they pick one top 32 match, and then one top 16 match, and then usually 2 top 8 matches.
Sure.
Both top 4 matches and finals.
What do people think of that? I mean, because, like, it's a bit of a... it's a shift in the... I mean, because now people say, like, oh, top cut. They understand that is this number of people.
Right.
What do people think about that?
I don't like it.
Sure.
And the reason I don't like it is because... you can do really, really well in Swiss, right? You can see Wolfie went 10-1, Justin Tang, Ethan Mathos went 10-1.
Yeah.
They had these really, really incredible runs. And then they lost. And you can see here, they got, it's a lot of matchup changes. There's a lot of variance in Pokemon. And if you get top 16, $750, 160 points.
Yeah.
160 points compared to if you win that matchup, you get 280 points.
Sure.
And so you're putting a lot of stakes on this one single Elim game as far as point payout. Not a ton of money, except if you were in top 32 and you have to play the play-in round, right? You get 0. So you're playing
Oh yeah.
So you
that's
get-
crazy.
so you
You're
get-
just playing for points.
all of your. So that means that you have to play a play-in round in top cut single Elim matchup to win money
Yeah.
after you've made top cut, which I think is very stupid.
Yeah.
It means that this match is the most important game for you because it means that we make money, and this next match is also more important. Not that there's a ton of money to be made, but because there's a ton of points to be earned towards a Worlds invite. The difference between top 8 and top 16 is almost double, right? It's close to double.
Yeah.
And then obviously from there, like whatever, we always have a top 8 cut. That's more fair. But I really hate the system.
What did the general Pokemon public think about it?
I think that the Pokemon public is filled with mid-bros who were really excited about the prospect of making top cut when they wouldn't be able to make top
Sure.
cut going 12-2.
Okay.
And I think people were really excited about the fairness of it. And I think that now there's more mixed feelings because they've seen people go 11-0 in Swiss
Sure.
and then lose in top 16.
And they realize that they're not going to get top cut anyway because they're
No,
not
but
going
like
10-0 in
they do
Swiss,
they
so-
do make top cut, and by and large, the best players still win, right? You still
Yeah.
you still
I mean, the mid people aren't going to make top cut anyways because they're not.
but
going
they're more likely to because they have to win fewer games to make top cut.
Sure, but are they going 10-2?
9-2, yeah,
9-2?
yeah.
They
Some people are. I'm not gonna name names, but like,
I
yeah,
feel like
there's
they're
some-
not mid to me, but okay, sure.
But, like, no, but, like,
they're going
y-
9-2 in Swiss.
And I mean, but that's the thing is like because there's fewer rounds, you have less room for the
Yeah,
better
yeah,
players
yeah.
to spread themselves out.
Sure,
And
sure,
so, I mean, at this last regional in Toronto, Nails played, I think, Marco Fierro in the last round of Swiss,
Oh.
which is a brutal matchup.
Yeah.
And Joe Ugarte, who is one of the best players in the world, played Wolf in the last round of Swiss. Both of them were winning it, so the winner made top cut and the loser didn't. And on the other hand, I'm not going to name names, but like some of the other players who made top cut also played win-ins, and they did not play anyone who was nearly as good as those 4 players.
Yeah,
because you
yeah.
can't play anyone nearly as good as those 4 players.
Yeah.
Whereas if you were playing in the other system and you lose to the best player in the world, you still have 2 more rounds to make it up.
Yeah.
And even if you don't make top cut,
And
at least you
have
can
the
still make top
resistance
16.
of
Right.
losing to the best player in the world.
Right, and then even if you don't make top cut because you bubble out, then you made top 16 because you had 2 more rounds to prove yourself, and it wasn't like, oh, well, that's tough, you lost, the tournament's over. Also, it means that now you have to show up back at the convention center, and play 2 or 3 rounds, and then like leave
Yeah.
if you want to go about your day, as compared to just like being able to party Saturday night, sleep in, and go about your day.
Yeah, that's
right,
fair.
which is also like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
that makes sense.
I just like being done at noon and then being like, well, I guess I'm done now. What do I do? Like, I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
I really, really don't like this new system. I think that
No, I agree.
there's been a big push to add one
that's
additional
fair.
round of Swiss because one additional round of Swiss usually means that it's only going to be top 16 cut.
Because what, 9-3, and then you have...
So and then it'd be X2 cut, so it'd be 10-2,
Sure.
right?
Okay.
And so all of a sudden you give this little
I
benefit
see.
to the players who were 10-1. They don't have to play that high stakes round.
Yeah.
But the people who are 9-2, they're still playing a single Elim round, essentially. But it means that everyone plays that round, and there's more to distinguish the top players from the not top players, right? I like that personally. I think there should be 2 additional rounds personally, but that's just me.
But isn't that what it was previously?
There were 3 additional rounds previously.
Oh, sure. okay, fine.
No, that's right. It depends on the size of the tournament, is what it really is. But yeah, something like that. Anyways, Baltimore.
Baltimore.
What do you think about Baltimore?
What's the date? Baltimore.
Maryland.
Maryland. Oh, Maryland's nice.
Baltimore is like not my favorite city.
Sure.
It's
Okay.
like it's not it's not a great city. It's not a place I'd want to live. It's not a place I really want to visit. Like, what are you doing in Baltimore?
What are you doing in Baltimore?
You're
That's
going
a
to
great
DC.
question.
Well, yeah, I guess. Is there a lot of manufacturing in Baltimore?
Baltimore is
Baltimore
relatively
coast.
like was it
my
was
God.
it Narcos that was filmed in Baltimore?
I have not seen Narcos. Google.
It's one of the like big like crime drug shows, I think.
Yeah. It knows what we want.
No,
No.
What's the show in Baltimore? It was Baltimore.
Baltimore, just like
film.
Columbia.
Baltimore TV show. Someone knows what I'm talking about. The
The
Wire.
Wire.
That's the one,
Oh.
right? Yeah. So like
Sure.
a lot of
Critically acclaimed, some people's best TV show of all time, The Wire.
it is. No, I've heard it's a really good show. I haven't watched it, but like yes, it is all about like the police corruption and the illegal drug trade that happens in Baltimore, which tells you a lot about Baltimore.
Sure. Okay,
Right?
Fair enough.
Like that is my impression of Baltimore, having been to Baltimore like once or twice when I lived in DC.
Uh-huh.
What do you?
Oh, no, okay,
I-
never mind. I just want to see if there's a...
B-roll of Baltimore from The Wire, but
Yo, what's good,
That's a lot of
Raghav? What's good, Sohybe? Me and Rudra are streaming our tier list for locations for major events in 2024. We were just talking about both of you guys in very different contexts. Anyways, Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Would you go to Baltimore?
No. Yeah. Maybe not. After The Wire, huh? Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't look very nice. Maybe I've driven. No, I haven't driven through Baltimore. I don't know. It doesn't
If
seem
you've driven
nice.
if you've gone from New York to DC,
Yeah.
you've stopped in Baltimore.
on a train.
The train probably stopped in Baltimore.
Sure. Okay.
It's
I'm
like
not
on the
looking
way.
outside.
Alex has a story about Baltimore where he flew into Baltimore to get to Secaucus in New Jersey regionals. And to like stay a
drove.
night in a Baltimore bus station, and he like now hates Baltimore with a passion. No, Baltimore. The only good thing about Baltimore is it's close to DC.
Okay.
The,
Sure.
the Baltimore airport is like part of the DC airport, and there's a direct train from Baltimore airport to DC.
Okay.
So you don't actually have to go to Baltimore.
I think. Wait. Is my friend? Maybe my friend lives in a suburb of Baltimore.
Maybe a suburb of Maryland, of DC rather. That's in Maryland.
No.
Um,
Jacob. Livy, I hear her
does he
screaming.
live in Baltimore?
Yeah, Jacob lives in a suburb of Baltimore. God, where is it? Where does he live?
Are you sure it's not a suburb of DC?
It's not a suburb of DC.
Okay. Because there's a lot of suburbs of DC that are also suburbs of Baltimore. They're like right in between each other, right?
Wait, Livy, are you gonna scream it? 1 second.
So my the thing is, like, I would go to Baltimore for a Pokemon tournament,
Okay,
but I
sure.
wouldn't go to Baltimore to visit. Right?
Yeah,
I would
that's
go to
fair.
Baltimore because like it's
Let's
close to
drop in
DC.
the middle.
That's why I got it in D tier. Like it is. That's what I looked at. Like, should we move everything lower? I was like, yeah,
Oh, I
no,
see.
I
And
would
then you
put.
got
I
to
would go.
Baltimore.
Like, I wouldn't go to Knoxville for any reason, but I'd go to Baltimore because there's a Pokemon tournament there. It's not the worst city in the world,
Uh-huh.
but it is like.
Oh, Ellicott City. That's where he's from.
Ellicott City.
Yeah, he lives in Ellicott City.
Okay, we're doxing our friend Jacob,
No,
who lives in Ellicott City.
So maybe I have to put Baltimore a little bit higher because he's from there.
You're gonna go to Ellicott City. See where...
Ellicott City seemed nice. There was a statue of some colonizer apparently in Ellicott City that they haven't taken down, but
This looks better than Knoxville.
yeah, this actually looks nice. But Knoxville, where do we put Knoxville?
Oh, I'm not visiting Knoxville.
Even Knoxville there, yeah, okay, it's better than Knoxville.
Yeah.
Sure, that's not saying much.
I'm putting it in D tier. I think it's a D tier city. Like the thing is, like, I'd rather go to Orlando than Baltimore.
Really? But okay, but I dropped in Orlando. Did
Yeah.
I drop in Orlando? It just seemed like hotels and like highways
Yeah.
on the way to Disneyland.
Baltimore
seems
is
like
like-
it seems like a place. This seems like a tiny place, maybe, but a
I don't
place.
know. It's just there's not much there.
Yeah, there's not much here. Who's that white guy? Okay, never mind.
Anyway, I'm not like anyways, all right. Any more thoughts about Baltimore?
No, I'm fine with D.
What do you think about Louisville?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Who won?
Pull up Louisville regional.
What happened?
Andrew Zhang won this regional. I was actually at Louisville because it is a pretty close ride from Indy.
Nice.
Andrew beat Joe Ugarte in finals.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can see all the names in Top Cut. I went
Oh my god.
5-3 at this event.
I just don't like it because there's so many more people in Top Cut.
right.
Like, why do I have to scroll to see everyone?
That's what I'm
It
saying.
feels like after if I have to scroll, the people after this scroll, it doesn't matter. After 15, I don't care about.
But look,
you, to
so
be
check
honest.
this out. Look, this is
That's what it
my
feels
friend
like.
Carson, right? He went 11-0,
Sure.
dominated the field, hit a
Yeah,
bad
he came
matchup in
ninth.
Top Cut, got ninth,
Yeah, that sucks.
$750, right? 160 points for going 11-0,
Sure.
right? You go 8-3 and you get 125 points.
Yeah.
You got, like, that's crazy.
So they didn't have to play day 3.
They did.
Oh, they did.
There's no day 3. It's just day 2.
I mean, but day 3 is Top Cut.
There's no day 3.
Oh, there's no day 3.
It's
So you
part-
play
it's-
day 2 Swiss and then top cut.
Yeah, and then if you make top cut, you play the
Oh,
single.
I
event.
see. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure. Wait, is that how it always is? So you play day
Yeah.
2 Swiss and then.
And then you immediately play top cut.
But how? So how
Only-
long is it between? How do they? When do they know?
They do a hack check in between day 2 and between the Swiss rounds and top cut.
But don't you have to like calculate resistance and
Yeah.
stuff? They do that quick. It's just like automatic.
It doesn't matter. All X2s make it. So they're doing the hack checks and they're
sure,
doing the final
sure, sure.
standings, right?
Okay, I see. Okay, but previously when they calculated that, was it?
They'd have
they had
to-
take a little bit.
Yeah, so what they would do is they would take everyone who was likely to make top cut and they'd hack check them.
Sure.
And then they'd release the final standings. Some people didn't make it, but they roughly knew who the top 10 were, right?
Okay.
So,
Sure. Okay.
yeah. Won by Andrew Zhang, his first regional champion. He got second place at Indianapolis regionals to Rajan, so he had a really good season as well.
Nice.
Joe had a great season. He got finals. Yeah, you can see the names here.
The bracket doesn't even have. It
Yeah,
doesn't even
exactly.
show everyone.
It's stupid. Thank you. I'm glad I've convinced you. I am all the way down. Oh, I'm not even on this list.
you're not
I did get points. I got top 256.
Okay.
I went 5-3 at this event. Did not do very well. Brought a crazy size spam team to this tournament. Did not do super well. You been to Louisville?
I've never been to Louisville, but I've seen Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because I was an early fan of Jack Harlow
Yep.
before he popped off with What's Popping.
Mm-hmm. You can't play music.
Well, I'll mute it. What? Oh, you released a new song. Crazy. Damn. But all of these like old music videos that he made
Mhm.
or in Louisville.
Are you still a fan of Jack Harlow?
I'm less of a fan of Jack Harlow now.
Okay, just
But
checking.
like I feel like all of these old music videos are in Louisville, so I kind of know what Louisville looks like.
Okay.
And it kind of just looks like a little bit of a rundown suburb. So I don't know if I want to go there.
But maybe he's just from the rundown suburb.
That's the thing, is like I have been to Louisville twice now, and it is like a rundown suburb.
Sure.
That is what the town is like. Even downtown Louisville is not that nice. It's fine. It's not like really like a place that I want to hang out. It's like okay. It's like okay. Like the convention center's right here, right?
Is that a lake?
This is a river.
Oh, it's
That's Indiana on the other side of the river.
Wait, zoom out.
Yeah, it's Indiana.
Oh,
That's Indiana.
crazy. Oh,
That's French
yeah.
Lick. That's where Larry Bird's from.
Okay.
So like, I don't know. Here's the convention center. Like, this is what it looks like around the convention center, right? Like this is the nice part of town. You know, like
Yeah.
this is legitimately what it looked like. There's some okay places, but like yeah, like this legitimately like we were around here. We were walking around here. This is
Yeah.
the town. Like there's not much to do here. The food is okay. It's not great. It's not super easy to fly to. The airport isn't like a big airport, right? I drove there, which is convenient, and there's no public transport. So if you did fly there, you have to take Ubers everywhere. I don't know. It's like I think it's a D tier city.
Yeah, I'd put it in D.
Like it's another city where like I would not go there if there wasn't a Pokemon tournament there. I don't dislike it, so I would go there
Sure.
for a Pokemon tournament, but only because it's convenient.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I may actively dislike it, but not enough to not go there for a tournament.
It's not like a bad city, by
Yeah,
any
yeah,
means.
yeah, yeah.
It's just another city,
Yeah.
but it is
true.
worse than Indy because Indy has some culture to it.
Well, Indy's B tier.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's so many cities that are worse than Indy.
But we're
clearly
biased.
from our list.
but we're biased.
Sure, maybe we're
Indy
biased.
should be lower.
Maybe we're biased. Has
All
there
right.
ever been a regional in Iowa City? Can we put Iowa City on
I
this list?
wish that'd be great, man. Give us Cedar Rapids regionals. People would flip out. All right, next up is Sacramento, the only West Coast event of the entire year so far.
Besides LA?
Sorry, of this new season so
Sure,
far.
okay.
There is Sacramento regionals, won by Carson Confer.
Okay.
Joe got second again, his
Sure.
second straight second place regional finish.
Nice. Still consistency.
Yeah, and then you can see the rest of the 20-something players in top cut. Rajan asks, "Rudra, are you wearing sandals? Don't lie." he's inside.
Yeah.
We're in our basement. Anyways, Sacramento. Have you ever been to Sacramento before?
No, I have never been to Sacramento. Did
I-
you go to this one?
I did not go to this one.
Okay.
I went to Fresno. Did I go to Sacramento regionals? When was Sacramento? There was another Sacramento, right? I feel like I have not been to Sacramento regionals. So I can't actually talk too much shit about Sacramento because I've never been there. And someone in the YouTube comments was pissed off at me that I was talking shit about Sacramento for no reason when I haven't been there, which is fair. I am judging having not been there. But what I will say,
have we been in California?
so we've been to Napa
We've
Valley.
been in San Francisco.
We've been to San Francisco. We drove up to Napa Valley as a kid.
Sure.
Remember?
Yeah.
So we got to like wine country,
Uh-huh.
which is somewhat close to that. And then we've been to Los Angeles as well. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, just like those are the two main cities. I've had the misfortune of going to Fresno,
Sure.
which is I would not go back to Sacramento. The thing about Sacramento is like it's like a relatively small town.
Mm-hmm.
It is the capital of it's not a small town by any means, but like it is the capital
Okay.
of California.
Yeah.
So like it is not
This
the worst
looks
place in the world.
nice-ish.
This looks pretty nice, right? Like it does look like this is a pretty good impression of Sacramento. I know
That's
we're looking
also
along
a
the metro
tram line,
train
we're
line,
not
right?
yeah.
But I don't know. Like I don't have anything against Sacramento. They have the Kings. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Keegan Murray lives in Sacramento. Big fan of Keegan Murray.
Sure. Who's that?
He's a former Iowa basketball player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's now on the Kings. He's quite good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
he could leave soon if he gets an offer somewhere else, though.
yeah, I mean he's kind of locked in for like 5 or 6 years now.
Okay.
But yeah, he's probably not going anywhere. They might trade him.
Sure.
But they
so
have
for now, we like Sacramento a little bit more.
yeah, they have the beam, which they shoot up into the
Beam,
sky.
I work at the beam.
Do you shoot your beam into the sky?
yeah. No. They have a
Um,
beam. They shoot at the sky.
Yeah. Let me see. Sacramento beam. Light,
Light
the
the
beam. That's their
beam.
motto. So when they win a basketball game, they light the
Oh.
beam and they
That's
shoot it
pretty
into the
cool.
sky. It's pretty
Okay,
cool.
Yeah, that's sick.
I don't know. Like I don't think there's much to do in Sacramento is the thing,
Sure.
and it is hard to get to. Is the other problem.
Sure.
Like a lot of people would fly into San Francisco and then hitch a ride, which is a pain in the butt.
but it has public transit,
It does have some public transit.
and it looks a little bit nicer than Indianapolis.
Sure. Yeah, I'd say that. You want to put it in B tier?
Yeah, I'd put it. Yeah, high B.
In B tier.
Below Indiana.
Honestly, I'm putting it below this. I'm biased, man. Indy's top of
You're
B
putting
tier.
below.
You gotta
Puerto
come
Rico,
visit
too.
Indy.
You've never been there.
What?
You've never even been to Puerto Rico.
But I'd rather go to Puerto Rico than Sacramento.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's fair.
Wouldn't
that's
you?
fair. Yeah.
Like Puerto
yeah.
Rico is cool. Puerto Rico. I say I went to Puerto Rico. I can like. There's beaches in Puerto Rico. There's no beaches
Where
in
is it in
Sacramento.
Puerto Rico?
San Juan, I believe.
Okay, sure.
That mean anything to you?
Well, we could drop in San Juan.
I think it's okay. I think that Puerto Rico probably does not have the same infrastructure that the capital of California does. But
Is it not? Yeah, cool. It has Google Street View.
Yeah.
Let's drop.
I mean, nice. The Kung Fu Panda.
Wait, this actually looks nice.
This does look actually pretty
Yeah,
nice.
I think I would go here instead of Sacramento.
this seems kind of this seems cool.
Yeah.
I'd definitely rather go here.
Yeah, this is nice. Okay.
The thing
Okay,
about
that's fair.
Raj, the thing about C tier is I'd still rather go to Sacramento than Charlotte or Orlando.
yeah.
Right? Like it's in
yeah.
between these two. Okay, what do you think about Toronto? You ever been to Toronto?
I've been to Toronto a couple times.
You visited me in Toronto.
I visited you in Toronto.
You missed a
yeah.
flight in Toronto, so
I
you stayed
missed a
extra
flight
day.
in Toronto, yeah.
Because you didn't know how public transport works.
Yeah. That was my first. Yeah. I was young, naive.
Yes. Young,
Young, naive.
4 years ago. 2020. What do you think about Toronto when you visited?
I actually really like Toronto. I mean, I went back again after that. So we drove from from New York to Toronto to visit a friend. It was really nice. I mean, it seems like U.S. like the sub. Okay, so they lived in the suburbs of Toronto, some brown suburb. Do you know what the brown suburb
Brampton?
is? No. I don't know. I'm searching Toronto there. Brampton.
The thing is, there's a lot of brown suburbs in Toronto. It's
Really?
like this,
That's so funny.
because really all the suburbs are brown. It's like Richmond Hill,
Scarborough.
Scarborough. That's not a brown
That's
suburb.
not brown?
That's part of Toronto.
Okay. Oh, it's on a suburb of Toronto.
It's not a suburb of Toronto.
Okay,
It's
sure. Then they
literally
live
part
in
of
Toronto. Okay, sure. They live in Toronto.
The UT has 3 campuses. There's UT downtown, there's UT Mississauga, and there's UT Scarborough.
Okay.
And so I've been to UT Scarborough a couple times as well.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Scarborough seemed like any other like American suburb. It was very weird. I thought it'd be going to Canada, and I don't know. I mean, I'm a fucking American ass brain over here. Oh, I'm going to Canada. It's a different country. No, it's the same shit.
It is the same shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it was nice though. I liked it. It snows. Well, I don't know if it still snows, but it snowed back then. That was nice.
It does still snow. It was not snowing while we were there, but it does snow.
Yeah.
And we were there in December, so you'd think it would snow.
Well, I think when I was there was snow on the ground, so I like knew that it was snowing.
And you were coming from Minnesota, so you're used
yeah,
to snow.
yeah. That's true. It was nice. Yeah, no.
It was
I like
40
Toronto.
degrees outside yesterday, and he was saying, "Oh, it's so cold, man! I can't deal with this."
Well, we just went to Minnesota before that, and it was way colder. And yeah, my ears were freezing then too. So I don't know. It's cold anywhere. It's cold everywhere.
I agree. I'm a big fan of Toronto. Of course, I lived there. I went to University of Toronto.
Yeah.
I went back for this regional. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Once again, I did pretty mediocre this season. This Toronto regionals, I went 5-3. And yet I had a great time because I got to hang out with my friends who live in Toronto. Shout outs to Abe. He hosted all of us. I got to hang out with Topi, who lives in Toronto now. I got to see him, one of my high school buddies. And it's
He's
just,
married?
He's married now.
Topi, wait, Topi. It's not working. Oh, we got one. Okay.
Yeah, no. I went to his wedding last summer as well. And it was great. It was cool there. That was in Toronto as well.
Yeah,
you went to
yeah.
his wedding. No, you didn't.
No, I didn't go to
You
his
didn't go to
wedding. I didn't get invited.
Right. Our parents went to his wedding.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, I love Toronto. It's got all sorts of good food. It's got very distinct neighborhoods, like cultural neighborhoods.
Yeah.
It's really got everything that you want in a city. It's got artsy districts. It's got the downtown area is like the regional is right downtown. There's like it's not downtown is not the most happening part of Toronto. But that's okay because there's so much good public transport and everything goes through Union Station,
that is
which I
true.
found out, I didn't know this, is actually connected indoors to the convention center.
Oh,
Which
that's
so we
pretty
did, we
cool.
could walk from Union Station to the convention center without going outside, which was awesome. Because everything goes through Union Station. It's like kind of a problem with their public transport is that everything is funneled through Union Station.
Sure,
But,
yeah, I mean,
But it was very convenient to
if
go to
you
the
want to go
convention
to,
center.
if you want to go to the convention center, it's great.
The Steam Whistle Brewery is right across the street from the convention center, which was awesome. I had a great time. Hush VGC says Toronto was like Canadian Chicago, and I think that's a pretty good comparison.
Yeah.
I've always compared Toronto to
fair.
Chicago.
I liked Chicago, so
I would not put Toronto in S tier.
no, I'll put an A.
I put it in A.
I put it
like
above
high
LA.
A.
Yeah, but yeah. I
Like
agree
Toronto
with that.
is, like I need an excuse to go to Toronto.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. I only go because my friends are there. You're
Yeah.
there. Yeah, it's true. I wouldn't just go.
Exactly. Like I have a reason to go to Toronto, even if there's no Pokemon, which is that again I have friends there because I went to school there. But I would not go. Like the thing is, Toronto is not really a touristy city. There isn't like there's not a ton of touristy stuff to do. There is like when you think about what do you do in Toronto, CN Tower overrated. Every single city has a big ass tower. You can do that in any city. I will say Abe works at the at Little Canada, and he took us there. Super cool exhibit with like miniature versions of Canada, of every single city in Canada.
Okay,
really
that's
cool.
cool.
It was a really cool exhibit.
Yeah.
I don't know, like Kensington Market's super cool. The Distillery District is pretty solid.
Yeah.
We happen to go during the winter market, which is cool. But there isn't like actually a ton of like touristy stuff to see and do. It's not like a hiking place.
Yeah, that's
You
true,
can go to
true.
Niagara Falls, but that's a couple hours drive. But if you have a reason to go to Toronto, and you're doing something in Toronto, but then you can do other stuff in Toronto while you're there, then it's perfect. Tell me right now, if there were no mods and we were like, we need a place to convene as friends for a weekend, you wouldn't do Toronto. I would probably like not. I wouldn't be my top choice, right? Like
Yeah.
the thing is, like I'd rather visit Vancouver than Toronto. I'd rather visit New Orleans than Toronto.
That's the thing. If
I'd
I'm
rather-
going to Canada, I'd rather go to Vancouver.
Rajan, if there were no mods and we were like, we need a location to convene as friends for a weekend, I'd say New Orleans. I'd say Vegas. Vegas would be up there for
Vegas.
sure.
Why would you
Right.
go to, just to gamble?
Yeah, just to gamble.
Okay.
Like you can gamble there. You can go party there. You can see shows there. You can see sporting events there.
You can go to Vegas, sure.
No, but like legitimately, like there are by shows. I mean like every show.
Like magic shows.
I mean, yes, like magic shows.
But what other
But like,
shows?
no, like if you want to see any of every event, every concert goes through Vegas.
Sure,
Right? Like
okay,
everything
okay, that's
is
fair,
happening in
that's fair.
Vegas.
Yeah, yeah.
No matter what you want to do, it's happening in Vegas. There's good restaurants in Vegas. Like, I know Rajan loves to gamble, so he's like, yeah, let's go to
Sure,
Vegas,
yeah.
bro. But like, I don't know, like Toronto is up there, but it's not it's part of it is it's also not the easiest city to get to. Right, it is not the
guess.
worst city to get to, but it is not the cheapest city to get to as well. It is across a border,
Mm-hmm.
and so I wouldn't say, oh, we should all go to like Toronto together because it is like a big ask. But it is up there. It's like probably top 5 in North America. Nashville's another city I'd say we should all go to Nashville
Yeah,
together.
Nashville could be fun.
Worlds of Nashville was so much fun. I would, yeah. Anyways,
Nah, that's so true, Rajan. You're betting, you're gambling, you're trying to have fun. You're making a completely vibe-based play that has nothing to do with how good the game is going at all. And he'd be whispering down your ear, "You're shit. Don't do that. Stop. Don't make that bet. What are you doing?" It's like, no, man. I'm trying to have fun. Statistically, actually, this is a bad move.
but here's the thing: wouldn't you rather have someone who does that before that than after you make the play and say, "Why'd you make that play? That was such a stupid play. You're shit at this game."
That is true.
Because you know who does that? Rajan does that.
Okay.
Because you know he won't say anything if it goes right. But if it goes wrong, you know he's saying shit the entire time. He's talking shit.
Okay.
Anyways, so that is all the events that happened in this year, this calendar year. As you can see, the remaining events next year, San Antonio. Oh, we didn't put San
We
Antonio
didn't
on
even
the
know
list.
who won. We didn't even look at this.
Oh, yeah. Wolfie won another event. We've talked about Wolfie.
Fuck Wolfie. Next.
I forgot to put San Antonio on the list. Hold up. Let me get a Spurs logo. All right.
Oh my god, it's Tim Duncan.
It's Tim Duncan. All right. Let me grab the Spurs logo. All right. So there's 3 events that San Antonio was in December of 2023, so I didn't have it on the list here.
Sure. Okay.
But we did do San Antonio last year. Obviously, I was there. San Juan we talked about. Vancouver we talked about. The rumor is this is Portland, but we haven't confirmed that.
Okay.
And then NAIC is in New Orleans, which you talked about. And then Worlds is in Anaheim, which is just basically Los Angeles. In fact, in their promos for Worlds, they didn't use Anaheim because why would you ever go to Anaheim?
Sure.
I would put Anaheim. If we had Anaheim, it's going down here. It sucks. It's nothing there. It's Orlando tier because all there is Disney World.
Okay. Sure.
But I'm calling it Las Vegas. I'm just calling it Los Angeles just to give it the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
So the only 3 events that we haven't listed are San Antonio, Milwaukee, and Atlanta.
Sure.
Have you been to San Antonio?
San Antonio, I've never been to.
That is a lie.
I've been to. Oh wait, no, we were just talking about how we've been to San Antonio.
We went to San Antonio together.
We did.
Yes.
When I was a kid.
And then also recently, didn't we?
Recently.
For didn't everyone visit San Antonio, Austin that one
And we
Christmas
went to
winter?
San Antonio.
Went to San Antonio for a day. Went to the Alamo.
Oh right. Oh, that's there. Oh, really?
So my bit about the Alamo
I did not
is
know that.
the motto for the Alamo is remember the Alamo because it is such a forgettable place that if it wasn't for that motto, we would all forget about it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. No, I remember. Wait, is that where the water?
Yeah, there's Riverwalk.
There's the Riverwalk. Oh, okay. Oh, no, San Antonio's a nice place actually.
It is quite nice.
Yeah. No. Alamo.
Even
yeah,
though
we
it's
went-
apparently very forgettable for you.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I forgot where it was. I think that's the problem. My geography is just bad.
and so the other thing is that the convention center is on the Riverwalk. It's actually more than walking distance to the Alamo.
That's nice. Okay, no, yeah, it's probably a nice place. Is it? I mean, is it hard to get to? Is there an airport nearby?
There is an airport. It's not the biggest airport, but also it's like an hour drive from Austin.
Sure.
So a lot of people fly to Austin. So you got 2 airports options, which is not bad. Not a ton of public transport, but everything is on the Riverwalk, and the hotels are on the Riverwalk, so you stay in the Riverwalk and hang out on the Riverwalk, right?
Okay.
What city is Worlds in? It's in Anaheim, California. So I'm putting this in A tier.
Well, I mean, I would put an A tier, but I'm thinking, literally, we did choose to go there when there was no Pokemon. We could have stayed in Austin, but we chose, hey, let's go to San Antonio. So shouldn't we put in an S?
But it's like
Because there are reasons to go there. Like for other people, maybe not
That's
for us
true.
because we've seen it.
so that's the truth is that San Antonio does have like a lot of touristy stuff.
Yeah.
It has one touristy thing.
Okay,
And
that's
it's,
fair.
it's,
Okay,
it's
then maybe
not
okay, then we'll
it's
leave
kind
it
of
in
a shitty touristy thing.
It is a little bit of a shitty touristy thing. That's true. After going there, I wouldn't even tell. I wouldn't recommend someone else. I wouldn't be like, oh, you should go to San Antonio. But it's like if you're in the area, yeah, you should check it out.
Yeah. No, you were in the area because
Yeah,
you came to
we
Austin.
were in the area, that's true.
If we had
We were in the
Austin
area.
regionals, I would say go there even if there's no Pokemon.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
But if
that's
you're in
fair.
Austin, I guess you can do a day in San Antonio.
That's
you know.
fair. Yeah. I'd put it above LA.
You put it above LA. I'm not gonna fight you with that one. That's
Okay.
fine. In terms of location, I definitely think it is the regional location is phenomenal. It is right in the middle of everything, And so
Yeah.
it is just such a perfect place to have a regional.
Yeah, that's fair.
You been to Milwaukee?
I have been to Milwaukee. Well, we've been to Milwaukee multiple times.
We have been to Milwaukee. I spent a summer in Milwaukee interning there when I was in college. So I spent a few months in Milwaukee.
Sure. Interesting. I also, did you know, I mean, did I tell you about the bus stuff that happened? Because I ended up in Milwaukee against my will.
Oh,
once,
no.
Stranded in Milwaukee. And then after that I learned so many bad things about Milwaukee.
Okay.
But
Tell me more.
I mean, so I was trying to go from, no, not Wisconsin, La Crosse to Indiana for
Right.
Christmas, because I was spending Christmas with her dad, and then I was trying to come down here, and I book a Greyhound, but I guess the Greyhound books me through some other bus service.
Okay.
So I get on this other bus. Okay, it's supposed to take me to Milwaukee, and then I'm supposed to get on the last Greyhound in Milwaukee to get to Chicago. But this driver, I don't know, you just stop in for no reason, like at a stop sign. I don't know what's going on. We get there late at Milwaukee, and I'm just stranded because there's no other bus stops. I mean,
Okay.
there's no other buses that night.
Okay.
So I'm looking through it. I'm like, oh yeah, from what we drove around, Milwaukee seems like a fine area. And then I'm talking to people, and they're like, no, Milwaukee is extremely racist. Don't go out. Like, you shouldn't do this in Milwaukee. It's not like. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I'll try to get out.
So Milwaukee is the
But-
most segregated city in the entire country.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is, and I can pull up a map of Milwaukee because I can tell you this because I spent a summer in Milwaukee. And so
It's
let's
like
see.
literally right. The bus stopped me like right there
Right
or
here?
something. Yeah.
This isn't necessarily a bad area. This is actually not bad at all because this is like where the market is. This is the river, and there's like nice stuff here.
Sure.
So this is Marquette. This is the Pokemon Go Center.
Oh yeah, I remember visiting Marquette when we went around colleges because near Chicago.
Yeah, because
and
I
we
think
came
I
out.
hooked you up with one of the professors there, right?
Yeah.
We get to talk to him, and so like, and I'm trying to figure out exactly where we were, but essentially like, we got Marquette is like you can see over here, and then I think it was this road. I think it was 7th Street. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. My Milwaukee, it's been a while. This was like 2015 or 2016. But basically like, when you go to Marquette, there's a lot of security guards. It's like a nice
Sure.
campus.
Okay.
When you continue going east of Marquette, this is like the nice area of town. There's a bunch of stuff on the river.
Sure,
If you keep
okay.
going, it's on the bay. There's like the breweries. There's nightlife. There's all that stuff. It's a great place to be. When you go west of Marquette, it's real shitty,
Oh,
and it gets real. It's like the hood.
sure.
Immediately afterwards, like there were shootings within a block of where I was staying, right on the edge of campus. I think I was in these apartments actually.
Oh.
Like right on the edge of like there were shootings. This is the summer Pokemon Go came out.
So you're walking around.
And it turns out that this is back when we had things that would check where Pokemon spawned for you and tell you.
Sure.
And so all the Pokemon are spawning west of campus. Nothing was spawning on campus. Because it's based on like how many people live there. No one lives on campus.
yeah.
But there's all these cell phone signals off campus. And so all the Pokemon spawn there.
Yeah.
And so we'd be running to the hood to catch this Dragonite.
Sure.
In the middle of the night. Oh shit, this is Dragonite. Let's run over there, catch it, and then run back.
Okay.
But like, I don't know, it's like it's a food desert. There's not a ton of grocery stores around here. We'd have to drive to the suburbs to get groceries.
really?
Yeah.
That's great. Well,
like
that's
the
what
one
segregation
grocery store
does.
within walking distance sold expired goods.
Wow,
Yeah, which
okay.
like they said on the sign, we sell expired goods. If you don't want them, don't buy them. Like that's sort of vibe that you get immediately west of campus.
Sure.
And so yeah, like I don't know where the convention center is. I think that like if you stick to the good parts of Milwaukee, it is a very pleasant place to visit.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to live there.
Yeah. No, I don't want to. Well, I don't think we're the right type of people to live there, to be honest. Like,
Do you mean we're not white?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. We're not.
There's a demographic this could be A tiered for, but I'll put it in like B.
I think
maybe.
it's C.
Okay, we can put
Like
it
I don't mind visiting. The thing is like public transport isn't great.
Yeah.
But like there's good beer there.
Sure.
It's near Chicago.
It is near Chicago. Okay, fine. If it's a nice downtown, like you say, then we can put it. Yeah, we can put it in C.
It is a nice downtown. I
Okay.
think it's a nice downtown. Like honestly, like you could argue it's B tier, to visit.
Well, I visited
But-
there, and
My experience in Milwaukee
argue
is
it's
not
a D
all
tier,
positive,
but-
so I'm going to leave it in C tier.
sure.
Ever been to Atlanta?
Okay, no, I've not. Wait, yes, I have been to Atlanta.
You have been to Atlanta.
Yeah.
What do you think about Atlanta?
I don't know. We didn't go to Atlanta much. I think the reason we were in Atlanta was because like we stopped there for dinner or something
Okay.
on the way back from Texas to somewhere.
You were driving
Didn't we drive to you in Texas?
from Indy? Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Didn't you stop in Memphis?
Yeah, we stopped in Memphis, but we stopped in Atlanta for food, and then
That-
we stopped in Memphis for, I think either on the way there or on the way back. Yeah, we did used to go to Milwaukee for Thanksgiving.
Yes, the same friends that lived in Tampa lived in Milwaukee for a while as well. So we'd go visit them. They lived in the suburbs.
Yeah.
You went from Austin to Atlanta to Nashville to
No, maybe
no,
we
it
didn't.
doesn't seem right.
Maybe I've never been to Atlanta. I haven't been to Atlanta, I lied.
You haven't been to Atlanta? I've been
No.
to Atlanta.
Okay.
I visited Topi while he was at Georgia Tech in Atlanta. Topi and Hari.
Sure.
And so I've been to Atlanta. The one time I went to a frat house was in Atlanta.
That's interesting.
Um,
Was it a fun Atlanta frat house?
I don't remember.
Fair enough.
This may be the drunkest I've ever gone. But no, it's Atlanta's a cool city.
Okay.
It's got a lot of stuff going on. I don't know if there's like a ton of touristy stuff to do in
Cabbage
Atlanta.
Town.
And I don't remember much about Atlanta, because I was mostly hanging out on campus and hanging out with my friends.
Sure.
But I do think that like it's a big city. It is a big hub for airports, right? So it's easy to fly to.
Okay.
It's a big Delta hub, and it is like
I can't even drop down in here.
I think that downtown Atlanta is quite nice from what I remember. Like the fact that I would manage to get home safely while blackout drunk probably says a lot about the Atlanta, right?
Yeah. This doesn't look bad.
Yeah, no. Everyone is very excited about Atlanta regionals, and I'm willing to like believe them. I had a good time the one time I was in Atlanta for a few days. I think that the public transport is not great, and you do have to have a car to get around. Is the one big downside.
Sure, that
I
makes
don't
sense.
know how like where the convention center is and how close to things it is. Right, I feel like you need a car or to Uber everywhere. But honestly, like it's a cool city.
Yeah, but that's like a majority. That's like all of this kind of. You have to do that.
Yeah.
Really. Well, I don't know about Puerto Rico.
I think you have to Uber to Puerto Rico too.
Or Hawaii.
I don't.
but-
I don't know. I'm
I put
split.
it in B.
I put it in high B. Like this is
High
the top
B.
of B tier for me.
Above Indianapolis.
I would rather go to Atlanta than Indianapolis.
That's crazy.
Would you?
Well, I've never been to Atlanta. I'm just saying.
But on vibes.
On vibe, looking around. Well, you were just so biased for Indianapolis for other things that
Yes.
it's like,
But I'm willing to put Atlanta over that.
okay, well,
Maybe it's because I haven't been there in a long time.
maybe. Not even. I feel like Puerto Rico looked cooler than Indianapolis.
Fine, we can put Puerto Rico above
Okay,
India.
okay, that's fine. Okay, we'll do this. That's fine.
I think Atlanta's cool.
Yeah, Atlanta's probably cool. Atlanta looked cool.
So like I have been there before, so I'm not like super obligated to go. But I hope they keep posting regionals in Atlanta because I would like to go back. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to this Atlanta regionals or not, but it's going to be a big regional. There's going to be a lot of people there
Yeah,
because it's so easy to get to.
sure. That makes sense.
Okay, we did it.
Cool. We've done it.
We ranked every single location of 2024 Pokemon,
job.
and then also all of 2025 while we were at it.
Yeah.
So now you don't have to think about which event you're going to next year. You know which one. They're all right there. Just follow the list. It's that easy. So, am I putting this on YouTube?
You can put. I don't know. You can do whatever you want.
Should I put it on? Chat, should I put this on YouTube? Anything you want to tell the stream? Any final words? Anything you wanted to put on? Weren't you saying you had something you wanted to show to stream?
Something I wanted to show to stream. Well, it never came up. Well, you know, it was just a funny meme it never came up really. That's the problem.
Well, now I brought it up. Now it's come up.
I can show you. You need headphones though.
I need
you
headphones.
Listen?
You just, I can make it so we can listen to it too.
Oh no.
I know how to do it. Just
Okay.
to fuck with the
We
audience
can end
a
it with
little bit.
this.
All right. Let me open this up.
I don't know if you'll find this funny.
All right. Huh? Oh, I have to mess with it even more. Oh no. Okay. There we go.
Okay.
Now we can hear it. There's gonna be some feedback. I'm gonna talk this.
Sure. That's fine.
All right. What are you playing?
Okay.
You see what I gotta deal with, kid?
Guys, I literally could not make this up. She's hitting the Gwitty on the skis, going down the ski hill, doing the Gwitty. I literally cannot stop.
Okay, that's all.
I gotta see it again. That's pretty impressive. I can't do that.
She's hitting the Gwitty, down the skis, going down the ski hill, hitting the Gwitty. Okay.
All right. All right. My mom says shout out to your mom. Shout out to your mom too. She's here too.
Yeah, true.
Any final words? Any shout outs? Anything you want to tell stream?
Shout out you. You're doing good. You're doing good on YouTube. You should keep doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
No, I don't have any other shout outs.
I think you should, like and subscribe.
Yeah. You should like and subscribe if this is a video.
Thumbs up.
We can get the explosions. No, we can't get the explosions. This is too
Press
much.
the button. Press the button. Get us out of here. This is the one. No, it's not working.
Be on OBS for anything to work.
That's not. It was working last stream.
Really?
All right. Bye, guys.
Okay. Cool.